The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
As she shoos the flies on a hot and smoggy summer morn, another brown baby is born. In el barrio, la mamacita cries, porque there's one thing that she don't need, that's another hungry vato to feed. In el barrio, people, don't you understand? This child needs a helping hand, or he's gonna be an angry young man one day. Take a look at you and me, are we too blind to see? Do we simply turn our heads and look la otra way? So he joins a gang, porque there's one thing that he can't stand, and that's to have to join a mariachi band in el barrio. As his tires burn, riding low and riding slow with no particular place to go in el barrio. Then one night, in desperation, this young man steals away. Rising sun, steals a car, tries to run but he won't get far. Okay, what in the heck is she gonna do when the car he stole belongs to one canoe in el barrio? Out of East LA, with no more gangs and no more crime, to the promised land out in Anaheim.
Near Disneyland.
In el barrio, in el barrio, in el barrio. Everybody put their hands up, everybody put their guns down, everybody took the low ride, everybody felt the sunshine, oh no. In el barrio,
yeah,
in el barrio.
Let's be honest.
Here's a thing.
Elvis was crap, wasn't he? Wait, Elvis was crap. 5 good Elvis songs. I'll tell you the 5 good Elvis songs. Right, here we go. In no particular order. 5 good Elvis Presley songs. The only 5 good Elvis Presley songs. In the Ghetto. 1. Suspicious Minds. 2. I'm struggling to think of 3, 4, and 5. There are. American Trilogy. 3, Poke Salad Annie. 4, I Just Can't Help Believing. 5, that is it. The rest of them are utter dross. Jeez, I was driving home last night, and now that overnight radio is dead, because some deadbeats in charge of Talk Sport moved the 2 mics to the daytime, I listened to 6 Music, and they were doing a documentary about Elvis, and they played some of his songs, and they played the whole of Old Shep. Have you ever heard Old Shep? Old Shep is, without any exaggeration, the worst song ever recorded. And I thought they were going to play, like, maybe a couple of 20 seconds of Old Shep, just to highlight how bad it was. But no, they played all of Old Shep. I wanted to kill myself. Seriously, I'm thinking, God, if I just put my foot down and don't turn around this corner, I can make this end. Instead, I turned over to another radio station. I won't mention their name. And the host on that show, I heard 2. I heard 2. There may have been a third. He got prank called. Proper, good, old-fashioned, decent, honest, nothing mean, nothing offensive prank call. And he didn't have a clue. And I'm sat there listening to the first one. A guy called Peter, who he claims he owns a pea factory, and that he paid his workers less than minimum wage, because they were called Abdul and Ahmed. And he kept going, well, if you want me to pay them minimum wage, no peas for Peter. No peas for Peter. He kept doing it. And the host, instead of going, oh, this is a wind-up, was getting really angry that this guy was admitting to paying less than minimum wage. 10 minutes later, the same bloke phones up doing a slightly different voice, pretending to be posh, and pretending that he owns a hammer shop. A shop selling hammers. And he said, I only employ people under the age of 20 because when people want to buy hammers, statistics have proven they're more likely to buy them from a 19-year-old. And again, the host, instead of going, you got one past me, was arguing with it. Where's that research? Where did you hear this? Where's the research that hammer buyers like to buy hammers from people under the age of 20? It was brilliant. Fair play to that guy. And here's my order to you, dear listener, probably contravening all the rules, the ethics, the fairness of radio. But do you know what? Phone up other radio shows, phone up other radio stations, and prank the hell out of them. Because if they're phone operators, their producers are dumb enough to put you through, that's fair enough, okay, because they got a lot of things to do. But if the host can't tell when you're saying you run a pea factory and then phone up 10 minutes later with only a slightly different voice and say you run a hammer shop, if the host can't tell, they deserve every bit of egg that ends up on their dull, insipid, grey faces. So this is my instruction to you, dear listener. It doesn't really work on this show because, well, we let Alan Caddick on. So our standards are very, very low on the late night alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio, weeknights from 10. Hi, how you doing? But on other shows, Julia Hartley-Brewer, she deserves a pranking. Give her a good hard pranking. And those other dull radio stations, in all the insipid, phone them up, prank them, and if you get through, send me the audio, and I will send you. I'll send you a virtual hug, as I believe. I'll send you an emoticon, that emoji. That's what we'll do. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. This is the late night alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio. Now, we were going to do this yesterday, but well, I barely had a chance to draw breath yesterday, let alone have a phone-in topic. So tonight, we are getting you to phone in to book your call and your topic for Friday's show. You will not be allowed on Friday's show unless you phoned up tonight to book your slot, your time slot, and also book your topic. Okay, 0344 499 1000. You'll still have to call us up on Friday. We're not, but you have to book your slot. And I'm afraid if you don't do that, you will not be allowed on Friday's show. We took a call last night from Alan, who lives in what used to be called Birmingham. Now it's Fragrant Birmingham, and he wanted to book his slot tonight. To book his slot for Friday. So, Alan, good evening, Alan. Well done.
On the bins.
They've cleaned them up, I know. Oh, by the way, we had a phone call last night from...
What happened?
Someone phoned up and said that you'd been going about half a mile down the road to another part of town.
No, I haven't.
And, well, this is what... You don't know what they said yet.
I've had the SP off Robert.
Yeah, well, someone's phoned up and said you had been taking your bin bags about half a mile down the road and dropping them off in their area. Now, that is shut your face. That is a very, very serious accusation, Alan. How do you plead?
Not guilty for 3 reasons. One,
yes.
I don't drive.
Right. Well,
so
you could walk there or get the bus. So that's reason one is overruled.
2, my bins usually go out on a Monday, and my bin drop-off point is the top of our road.
Right, hang on a second. That's irrelevant because no one's bins have been collected for the last 7 weeks. So reason 2, overruled. Reason 3, better be a good one, Alan. Otherwise you're facing 10 years in the slammer. Well, you'll get burned to death.
It's probably someone playing a prank call on me, trying to block me in for the blame game.
Overruled.
Using me as a scapegoat.
Well, I'm going to bring in, the jury have been listening. The spokesman for the jury is Dredge. Good evening, Dredge.
Evening, Dredge.
Good evening. What's all this about?
This is the accusation made last night that Alan Caddick takes his bin bags half a mile downtown and leaves them in someone else's bins. Alan has put up 3 reasons why he is not guilty. I've overruled all those 3 reasons. Dredge, as the foreman of the jury, how do you find the defendant?
Guilty.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Sorry, Alan, you're guilty. 10 years in the slammer, where you'll get bumped to death. But what time would you like to call us on Friday if they give you phone rights?
Have this time 10:05.
10:05. And what would you like to talk about? Prison food? Okay, no. That's great, Alan. Thanks very much indeed. So Alan will be calling us at 5 minutes past 10 on Friday to talk about prison food. 0344 499 1000. Dredge, stay there. We'll come to you in a bit. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
The wild man of late night radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Yes. This is why I love Talk Radio, right? I had a really stupid idea last night. If you listen to last night's show, man alive, wasn't that fun? Wasn't it fun? And we barely scratched the surface. Danny Kelly came in and talked to all of us for 3 hours. And I was, virtually sat cross-legged at his feet, beaming up at him and just letting those stories spill forth. It was wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. We'll put some of it out as a podcast. If you missed it, you can go to the Talk Radio website, talkradio.co.uk, and listen again. You can listen to the whole thing, and I really would recommend it. We talked music, radio, Italian priests, biscuits, chanting, everything. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But he was telling me about his TV show, the Under the Moon thing, the football thing, right? And how it used to kind of finish when it finished. It was on overnight, and if they wanted to go on for an extra hour, they would go on for an extra hour. And if they ran out of stuff to talk, they finished. So it kind of gave me an idea. Wouldn't it be good? This show is weeknights, 10 o'clock in the evening till 1 o'clock in the morning, right? And I love it. But sometimes I feel the show hasn't finished at 1 o'clock. I feel that maybe, it's been a slow first hour and we're only just getting into our stride, or there's a great conversation happen, or an idea comes to me just before the end of the show. So I thought, by the way, you can call in while I'm talking. Dredge, I'll come to you in a second. 0344 499 1000. We call you back. So I thought, wouldn't it be nice to get on with me neighbours if this show kind of had an open-ended finish. That, you know, we finish at 1. We guarantee we finish at 1. But if there's a bit more to say, maybe we go on to 1:30. Or if there's a lot more to say, maybe we go on for an hour or until Paul Ross comes in. It's a really stupid idea, isn't it? And I emailed my boss, and he went, yeah, all right, then let's give it a try. Boom! So it's happening. Not tonight, don't panic. We're going to do it Kath's away. While Kath's away, the mice are going to be running all over the shop. But when Kath gets back, we're going to approach each show with the idea that it doesn't necessarily need to finish at 1 o'clock. Now, it might be that we do finish at 1 o'clock constantly because, Ken, what do you want? I'm in the middle of something.
Hello there, Ian.
Hello there, Ken. What do you want? I'm in the middle of something.
Okay, I'd like to speak to you later then, if that's okay. It's about Elvis is still alive. Elvis is still alive. I want to talk to you about this.
Elvis died on the crapper, Ken. Everyone knows that.
He's either in heaven or hell right now. He's still alive in heaven or in hell. Only God knows.
No, he's not. He's dead. He's a dead man. He was an obese man that took too many drugs.
Yeah, but he's still alive. His soul and spirit are alive either in heaven or in hell.
That's a great...
Bible, Ian. You need to read it.
Yeah, I don't think Elvis is mentioned in the Bible, Ken, but nice try. I mean, even by your standards, you lunatic, that was tenuous. Right? Even by your standards... That was pretty poor. So we might just do our week of shows and they finish at 1 because it feels they should finish at 1. But that is hopefully the plan. Not this week, not next week, the week after. We'll have a little go and see how that happens. An open-ended radio show. Good evening, Dredge.
God is still alive. He's in the Bible. He's had several hit singles.
God's biggest hit single, of course, was Yummy, Yummy, Yummy. I've got love in my tummy. And Where's Your Mama Gone?
I've got no idea.
Yeah.
So we've done this short film that people can watch.
You know the song "Where's Your Mama Gone"?
I do know that song.
I always thought, and I don't know why, when you're a kid and you hear things, you kind of join things together. I always thought, until fairly recently, like the last 5 years of my life, I thought it was sang by Velma from Scooby-Doo. I genuinely did. And I could picture her in my head doing it, because I used to do songs in Scooby-Doo sometimes. And Mama Cass was in an episode, as was Davy Jones of the Monkees. But I always thought it was Velma from Scooby-Doo. But I've got no idea who the lady was. Oh, I've just pulled a feather out of my pocket. A duck feather, no less. I've no idea who the lady was. So if we can find her and make sure she's okay, that'll be great. Yes, Dredge, what did you call in for?
Well, yeah, we've done this short film, so...
Yes.
I was going to sort of tell the ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls about it a bit.
Tell them, Dredge, because I'm far too modest to blow my own trumpet, and also, I don't actually own one.
Well, yeah, we did this short film that people can watch at the Rabbit Hole TV. It's about 5 minutes, and people have been saying nice things about it. So
Tony Robinson liked it. He compared it to Waiting for Godot, which was... I don't think I put that in the description, but that's what we were going for.
I know. I couldn't believe it. He's really nice. Someone should give him a knighthood.
Somebody should make that, mate. It was his birthday yesterday. 71 years old. Flipping heck.
Yeah. What a nice man.
Yeah.
He said it was a bit like Jacques Tati. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yeah, the French guy. I tried Mon Oncle, and it's a very specific branch of humour, isn't it?
It is quite specific.
Very specific branch. I've got... you can go and watch... I've got a YouTube channel, youtube.com/rabbithole. Subscribe. That film's on there. It's very, very silly. And I'm gonna put silly stuff on there, because there's not enough silliness. But John, Dredge, who's this John fella? I don't know. I've been signed up by a big talent agency, Globotech, TM, right? Globotech trademark. And let's just say, I can't say what I'm doing on Sunday after the show on Virgin, right? But I am doing something so top secret, so out there, that it is going to completely revolutionise my career. And it's happening, I'm doing it Sunday afternoon. You won't get to hear about it for a little while, but let's just say Globotech, my new management team, really invested in my future, really believe in me, and we have got a very exciting project lined up. That's all I'm going to say, Dredge.
It's not Tag, is it? It's not Tag the movie.
No. Although I had that idea already, and I've copyrighted it, so you can't do it.
Did you ever do a podcast of that Tag thing? Because it was really funny to listen to it.
Oh, did it not go out?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Without Catherine here, Dredge. Basically,
you don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm just a dribbling lunatic stood in front of a microphone. There's no form or reason to anything without her.
Well, that's like most nights, though.
Right, get off. I will not take that form of abuse from you, Dredge. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. David Babcock.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, David. Would you like to book your call for Friday's show?
Well, I was just thinking about that.
Could you do me a favour? Could you cough?
I'm not. I'm quite ill.
What's wrong with you? You sound like you're on death's door.
I've got the man flu.
Okay. Well, maybe you've actually got flu. Oh!
It doesn't matter. It won't interfere with the call much longer.
No, you sound like... when you made that noise, it sounds like when I try and start my scooter after not riding it for 2 weeks.
So I do it again.
Okay, go on. What I'd do now is I'd kick it.
Don't kick me.
In the rear end.
Especially not there.
So, would you like to come on the show on Friday?
Well, I was just thinking, you know, because I'll...
Not in the studio, on the phone, because that feature didn't work.
Well, you know, because I'll be coming into the studio for my weekly feature. Will I have to book that, or can I just walk in again?
Right, two things. First of all, the feature where you come in didn't work, so that's dead in the water, that's dropped, that's not happening, that's not a thing. Secondly, if you come anywhere near me while you've got the lurgy, I will karate chop you to the windpipe.
That might shift it.
Well, it might do. It might do. But don't come near me if you've got the lurgy, because if I get the lurgy, I can't work. If I can't work, I don't get paid. If I don't get paid, I can't afford the prostitutes and drugs. If I can't afford the prostitutes and drugs, then the kids don't get fed.
You've built quite a mental image there.
Yes, yeah, it is. It's literally mental. Yes, it is. It is.
So, but I mean, it should clear up by Friday, so I'll still come in the end.
No. Security has. You know, sometimes you go into petrol stations, and they have really badly photocopied picture of a gentleman wearing a hoodie. And it says, "Do not serve this man, thief," but they've spelt thief, T-H-E-I-F. We've got pictures like that downstairs and on all the floors and by all the fire exits in this building of you.
And what does it say underneath the picture?
It says, Nonce.
That's a shame. That's a real shame. Because I am not a nonce. I'm many things that I'm not a nonce. Prove it. Right.
Bearing all that in mind, would you like to phone in on Friday, David?
Well, if I'm not, I don't want to be called a nonce without any evidence. But yes, I'd like to book a call.
What time would you like to call?
What time would you like me?
No.
Oh, hang on. Oh, heck. No, it should be fine. Yeah, no, yep.
Okay, right. I'm not interested in the whys and wherefores. What time would you like to call?
Just after midnight.
So we'll say 5 minutes past 12.
5 minutes past 12, yes.
Okay, 12:05. David Nonce.
No, come on.
Babcock. Okie dokie, mate. Got you there. And by the way, if you need to remove all reference to us being friends on Facebook, otherwise my legal team and my new management, Globotech, will be suing the ass off you. Okay, is that all right, David?
No.
Thanks very much for calling. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the late night alternative. We've got other bits and pieces to talk about as well. I know some of you hanker for the phone-in topics. You sat there thinking, I want to contribute to the show, but he's not actually saying anything of any substance. Correct. I'm not, but I'm going to give you some substance. Here's a little thing I did on my Virgin show on last Sunday. Virgin, Sunday mornings, 10 o'clock in the morning till 1 in the afternoon. And I thought it was too good to waste on those slackers. So I'm going to recycle it, which is what we're meant to do. Songs that are more famous than the films they came from. Songs that are more famous than the films they came from. The Look of Love, of course, comes from the movie Casino Royale, the original Casino Royale. Is it true that ITV, one of the ITVs the other day, showed Casino Royale and billed it as the Daniel Craig Casino Royale, but showed the Woody Allen, Peter Sellers car crash version? Is that true? I think that happened. Songs that are more famous than the films they came from, 0344 499 1000. And today, oh man, today I was full of the joys of life, and I was a little bit full of myself. I took the dog for a walk. It was a lovely sunny day, and I thought, I'm going to drive into town to the Sex Shop, the computer and video game exchange, and I'm going to buy myself a new headset for my Xbox. And I'm going to buy some Doctor Who DVDs, like Doctor Who Classic, Patrick Troughton and John Pertwee is what I was after. So I got there, and I found a parking space in the car park next to a big Land Rover, and then I thought, I haven't got my wallet. So I pulled out, and I drove out of the car park, and then I thought, no, I have got my wallet. So I drove back in, and I was so cocky. The front of my car, the sort of wing and the left wheel, hit this Land Rover, and there was an almighty crack. And I thought, oh shit, oh no. And when I'm sort of wobbling a bit mentally, my driving is the thing that goes. And I thought, oh no. And there were people there, and they were watching to see what I was going to do. And I got out, and I saw that my car was quite badly scratched, and a bit of the metal was bent. Was like bent under, so my car was knackered. Right, not knackered. I mean, it's badly scratched. And their car, it didn't look damaged. And I was thinking, oh God, what do I do? And this woman kept staring at me, and then she walked off. And I thought, right, well, I'm not in the mood to go and buy Patrick Troughton and Doctor Who DVDs. Katia, Lee, and Mike, I'll come to you in a bit. So I drove off. This is what I've done this a couple of times. Right, I drove away. And then I got to the bottom of the car park. I thought, I can't drive away, man. I can't do that. So I drove back to the car, and I don't think I'd done any damage to it, but I wrote them a note. I wrote a note for the car, and I wrote, I'm really sorry. I bumped your car. I don't think I've done any damage to it. However, if you disagree, here's my phone number. Blah, 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 blah. They've not called. So, one of two things happened. Either didn't actually damage their car, which is cool, or they got murdered when they were out shopping. I don't know. One of those two things has happened. But my car has got this big scratch on it, and a bit of the wing is bent, and I'm just it really sent me into and you'll get this if you've got a mental illness thing, right? It just sent me into a kind of spiral of anxiety and self-loathing. And I'm just sat in the car going, oh, God, I hate myself. Oh, God. And I went back to the house, and I could feel myself, after a few days of being up, I could feel myself sinking back down. And so I texted a friend and said, I feel really bad. I've done this, and I know it's fine, and I know I can probably get it fixed, and, it's just a car and all of this, but I hate myself, and blah, blah, blah. And then I tweeted it, and loads of you were very kind to, say, well, it's just a car and all this. And it is, and I know it's just a car. Why am I telling you this? I don't know. There's loads of little things firing off it. There's about crashing into a car, about leaving a note. I'm pleased I did that. That was the right thing to do. It's always a tough thing to do. I've done that a couple of times. I've never driven away from something and not left a note. Maybe once, actually, when I was really ill. But I always, I left a note, so I'm pleased I did that, and that was the right thing to do. But just get that spiral. Anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you that. I don't see a therapist anymore, so you guys is my therapy. Right, 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative with me, Iain Lee, on Talk Radio.
The radio show for people who know the best part of the day is the night.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
I'm holding a duck feather. Holding a duck feather. Are you? What are you holding right now? Let's speak to Katya. Katya. Hello. What are you holding right now?
I'm holding my pen.
Your what?
My pen.
Oh. What's your favourite pen?
It's a crystal grip.
Crystal Grips and Alistair. For some reason, loads of people were tweeting me their favourite pen today. I don't know why.
I don't know. I didn't notice this occurring. So 11:20 is going to be my preferred time for me to call you.
Okie dokie.
On Friday.
And what would you like to talk about?
What do you do when you come to a new neighbourhood? Do you introduce yourself to your neighbours, or do you just stay stumm?
I'm writing it down.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we won't talk about it now because I don't want to. Don't want to kill any conversation that we might be having. Now, you do know, Katya, it's still up to you to phone us up before 11:20, so that you're 11:20. Boom, we go straight to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no. Repeat.
Sorry.
What did you just say? Because I was writing something with my pen, and I didn't listen.
Your crystal grips and Alistair.
Yes.
You could say repeat, please. You could say, would you mind repeating that, please?
Do you mind repeat? Please repeat.
Yes, I do mind.
Okay.
You have to phone us.
Yes.
Before your slot.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
What? Why do you sound surprised by that? That makes sense.
Does it?
Well, we're not going to phone you. You phone us.
You don't. Yeah, I thought you phoned me back.
We will. Flipping it. What is wrong with these idiots tonight? I'm doing the best I can, and they're really annoying me. Hello, caller. Yes, I'm going to speak smiling, even though I'm angry. Right? Yes. You will call us up, Katya.
Yeah.
And then we will call you back. But you have to call up to initiate the callback system. Is that okay?
Okay, that's grand. I'm going to do that.
Okay, Katya, make sure. And by the way, if anyone misses their appointment, they will be blacklisted, and that we will be travelling around the country over the next 6 months, executing all of the callers that miss their appointment, Katya. Just to flag that up.
Okay. Just imagine.
Yes.
I would like to say this sentence to you.
Okay. Hang on. You want me to imagine that you would like to say this sentence to me?
Okay,
let me imagine it. Hang on, let me imagine it. Do I need to know what the sentence is before I imagine that you would like to say it to me?
Oh, no, probably not.
Okay, well then let me just imagine it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katya. That was very powerful. Let's go to Lee. Good evening, Lee.
Hi, Ian. Yeah, it's Lee from Crazy Dance.
Hello, Lee. How you doing, mate?
How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, all right, mate. Knackered. I stayed up all night listening to your 3 hours of talking last night, waiting to make a phone call.
Well, it's 3 hours. If you add all my talking up together, it's about 5 minutes. The other 2 hours, 55 was Danny Kelly. Wasn't he good?
It's all good stuff, yeah. It's no nonsense. It's just carried on and carried on.
Yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. What a nice man.
Yeah. And can I say, Bernard Breslaw used to go to my mum's dentist where she worked as well, years ago.
Shit, I'm getting my teeth done today.
What's his name? Arthur Mullard used to go in there as well.
Arthur Mullard. Now,
yeah.
Is it?
Yes, me love.
Yeah.
Always.
Is it some rather? I'm treading carefully. Well, you can't libel the dead, but still, didn't some rather unsavoury stories about Arthur Mullard come out after he died?
Oh. Don't say that. It's one of my favourite songs, like the Grease one. When he sang it.
Well, in that
and
case,
she used to come in there as well. Reenie, something her name was. She used to come in there. It was an East End dentist up Mile End. They all come in there.
Well, in that case, I will not continue with the Arthur Mullard story. We'll let your thoughts remain pure and innocent.
Let's let that go. Can I book a little slot for tomorrow, please?
This Friday, Lee.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what day it is, because I stayed up. I ain't had no sleep, because I listened to you. I started at 3. I was fighting the life out of Crazy Dan. I'm sleeping in my car. He went, "What the hell are you doing there at 3 o'clock?" and started running down the road.
What the heck?
He was opening the door. He thought he was being robbed.
Have you ever one of my favourite things, and I've only done it a couple of times, and it's such a joy. Have you ever got in the wrong car?
Oh yeah, I've done that before, and then like you try and make out like you're just being friendly, but
yeah,
you know,
and there's
look a bit angry.
I've got in the wrong car a couple of times when it's just there's no one there and it's just unlocked and it's fine, okay, but yeah, I've got in the driver's seat of a car and there's been someone sat in the passenger seat, and I've gone, what are you doing? Then? Oh, this isn't my car, is it? I'm so sorry, and then you just get out. It's awful.
Oh, no, we had a double one of that a couple of years ago down Tesco. The woman was trying to get in my car, I was trying to get in her car, the same car. None of our keys was working. I went, oh, sorry, I think I've made a mistake. And then she dropped a whole crate of glass beer on the floor. Like, I felt terrible.
Oh, no.
I wheeled it back in and got a replacement for her.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah,
a
yeah.
freebie?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, yeah, they change it over if you'd like. We said the bag broke.
Oh, no, I see. Yeah. 0344 499 1000. Getting in the wrong car stories. Always happy to take those. So, Lee, what time do you want Friday?
As early as possible, because I start work at 3.
Well, Caddick's on at 10:05, so how about 10:06?
Yeah, that'd be all right. Do you want to hear the little, like, trailer of the story?
Yeah, go on, let's see, we go. A little trailer of I like this. Lee's thinking. Go on.
Yeah, well, my girlfriend, like, texted me and said you're on the front page of the Havering Gazette. I was like, what the hell are you on about now? Like, you know, what? Like, I feel like Victor Mildew. What's happening? I only go out about 3 times a year. Yeah. And, my mother-in-law's pulled her aside.
Don't tell me any more. We'll find out on Friday at 10:06.
Okay, I'll be ready and waiting.
Thank you, mate. You've got to call us, and then we call you back.
Okay, then, yeah. Crazy Dan has been driving me mad all last week. He was on holiday at Centre Parks, but, like, all he's drinking is case still, and he ain't done no activities. He's been an hour and a half on the phone, video calling, singing Durham Town, Roger Whittaker about 90 times a night.
Thanks very much for calling, Lee. I have no idea what that was about at the end. It was Crazy Dan. I cannot stress this enough, guys. That if you're call for Friday's show, you've got to call us before your slot, and then we call you back. So let's just go through. If you're thinking, yeah, I'd love to come on Friday's show, but I just don't know what slots are available. These are the slots that are gone. 10:05, Alan Caddick. This is Friday's show. He's talking about prison food. At 10:06, Lee is going to talk about the Havering Gazette. Then we got either that story goes on for an hour and a quarter, or you can phone in and book a slot before 11:20 when Katia wants to know, what do you do when you got to a new neighborhood? And then at 12:05, it's David Nonce. So, plenty of room there for manoeuvre. If you want to give us a call, 0344 499 1000. Mike, stay there, come to you after this.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee. Unfiltered night talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Don't forget you can listen to Talk Radio by retuning your DAB, by downloading the Talk Radio app, or of course you can go online to www.talkradio.co.uk. You can watch the show tonight 2 ways. Periscope.tv/Iain Lee. Hello. Or we're also streaming that on my Facebook page. Facebook.com/Iain Lee. IAINLEE. Hello. Got some live shows coming up. I'll give you details of the live shows after 11, but basically London, Brighton, Scunthorpe, Hull. Those are the kind of the big ones. Let's go to Mike. Good evening, Mike.
Hiya.
Hiya, Mike. Hiya.
Did you were calling Babadook a nonce?
Yes.
You know that's actually an acronym. It stands for something.
Not on.
Wrong.
No, let's probably not.
Oh, it's not that bad. But if you don't want it, I won't do it.
Yes.
Can I book a slot, please?
Yes, you can. Mike, what time would you like on Friday?
Can I have just after Katya? Because then the bar will be quite low, won't it? I know Katya, so that's all right to say it.
Shall we say 11:31?
Can I have 11:30 and 30 seconds?
Okay, and what time? 11:30 and 30 seconds. What would just in a few words? Is people giving me like trailers and full, paragraph? Just a brief little synopsis of what you'd like to talk about, Mike.
Well, what I'm going to do is write a movie script for your YouTube channel of an action film that would star you and I. It doesn't take more than an hour to write a full film script, does it?
Oh, God, no, not an action one anyway. You just put car chase, gunfight, karate, that's it, it's done.
Well, yeah, so what I'll do, so then I'll present you with the movie script where it will star you and I, possibly one other person.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to say you kind of, you've pretty much done the whole of Friday's phone call there, buddy.
No, because I'm going to tell you what the film is.
Oh, okay. I apologise.
Now and then.
Oh, I apologise. You're going to be pitching a movie. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, now that I'm being managed by Globotech, one of the biggest faceless organisations in the world, let's just say there's plenty of money behind me at the moment, Mike. Plenty of money.
Wonderful. I'll speak to you on Friday then.
Thank you very much indeed, Michael. I really appreciate that, buddy. Let's go to Dom. Good evening, Dom.
Evening, boss. You all right?
I'm very, very well this evening, Dom, despite sinking into a spiral of depression earlier on today. Hey, I keep having recurring dreams, right? And all of my dreams at the moment are anxiety-based because here's the thing, guys. If you're on mirtazapine, an anti-anxiety drug, right, what it does is it gets rid of the anxiety in the daytime, but it gives me the most anxiety-filled dreams. It's like it squeezes all of the daytime anxiety into sleep, right? So I keep having these anxiety dreams that I've mentioned before, but then I had one last night, and I've had it quite a few times recently, where I've murdered someone, right? But I murdered a girl, but I murdered her quite a few years ago. But in the dream, everything's going well. I'm married and I'm courting and I've got this job and all of that. And then I remember that a while ago I murdered a girl. And I start feeling really guilty that I've murdered this girl. And I just think, oh God. And then what happens, right, is I wake up, right? And I go, oh, that was only a dream. But then as I've woken up, I remember that actually in real life, I'd murdered a girl, right? No, listen, right? So I wake up, I go, oh no, God, I really did murder a girl, though. And then I get all the guilt again, right? Here's the thing, Dom. I haven't woken up. I just think I've woken up, but I'm still dreaming.
What, Inception like?
It's like Inception, man! So I wake up in the dream, but I'm still dreaming, and I think, oh no, I really have murdered a girl. So then the guilt is even worse, right? And then I wake up for real this time. I'm actually awake for real. Yeah. And I have to work backwards for several minutes to try and work out if I've actually murdered someone at any point in my real life. And there's about 5 minutes where I'm in bed going, what did I... And then eventually I pieced together that it was Inception, Two Dreams Inception. And I haven't actually murdered anybody. But bloody hell, man, it's so stressful. So I could never actually murder someone because the guilt would be awful. I mean, the guilt of murdering imaginary people in my dreams is bad enough. Imagine doing it for real.
Oh, that'd be awesome. No, I know what you mean. It sounds like you're going through a good patch in real life, and then you've got this. You feel guilty that you're going through a good patch, and therefore there's a big dark secret in the past that you're worrying about. You can't enjoy the good because you think, well, the bad's about to come, sort of thing. So you're waiting to be caught.
Can I just say I'm going through an all right patch at the moment, actually, because some things have shifted, and I can sort of see a tiny prick of light. We're going through a crappy time in my personal life, guys. That's none of your business. That's not going in OK Magazine or Hello Magazine or Cha 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 Magazine. That's private. That is private. But for the first time in a long time, I can see a speck of light in the distance. But can I just flag up for everybody that's got an Xbox One, right? Today, I thought I was buying Left 4 Dead, right, the zombie game. I wasn't. I was buying Left 4 Dead 2, which I don't think is good. But, and my family go away tomorrow for a week. So, add me on Xbox. My name is Michael Nesmith. And we will have some wicked Left 4 Dead zombie game shooting. Left 4 Dead 2, although I might buy one as well. Zombie game shooting all of next week. And I might periscope bits of it, but, and here's the rub, I like team kills. I'm really into team kills. So...
Didn't you used to get a hand grenade and go run into the middle of everyone and shout, explode yourself?
Yeah, you can do that. You can suicide bomb, you can do all that stuff. But what I like to do is, if someone's annoying me, if they're in front of me, I just shoot them in the back, and they're on the floor, and you go, I'll come and help you, and then you just shoot them again in the chest, and then you teabag them. I love it. It's great fun, guys. So that's going to be happening on the Xbox One next week. Michael Nesmith, Left 4 Dead 2, probably by the first one as well. Look forward to seeing all you guys there. Dom, what have you got for us? Would you like to book a call on Friday?
Yeah, I would, please. Can I have 10:46?
Yes.
Unless Gatford makes a reservation, and if he does, then I want 5 seconds before he's due to go on so I can take his space.
Okay, and what would you like to talk about?
Shoe sizes.
The first little bit of controversy. Looks like Friday's show's going to be a little bit fiery after all. I thought it might be a little bit nicey-nicey, but it could be a little bit contentious on Friday, Dom.
A little bit feisty.
I look forward to talking to you. Anything else this evening, sir?
Just that, you sparked a thing in my head when you're talking about your dreams, and you're waking up and you think, well, did I really do it? And you have to piece back and think, oh, no, I've not actually been to Wigan, so it couldn't have happened.
Yeah.
People have gone to prison for that, you know. People have been so...
Sorry?
People have
gone for prison for their dreams. I don't think so, mate.
Dreams
can be fatal. Look at Martin Luther King. We know that. That was a great, great tragedy. But no one's gone to prison for a dream, mate. Not yet. That's something that the alt-left, the liberal elite, the mainstream media, that's what they'd like to do. They'd love to send you to prison for your dreams, Don. They would love to do that. But they can't. That's one space where I'm free, you liberal fascists.
But one thing they have done is they've had a dream where they've imagined they've killed someone or done something Babcock-y.
Yeah.
And then they've gone to the police and confessed and been put in prison for it.
No, they haven't.
They have. I'll find evidence and I will probably not bother tweeting you.
Don't tweet me because I won't read it. Phone in with the evidence.
No.
But this is coming from the guy who said that it wasn't Zammo who cut keys, it was Roland. So everything you say, Dom,
how many times do I need to apologise, man? I've been on my knees.
Yeah, you need to apologise a lot more, buddy. The thing is, there would be no body.
Yeah, but habeas corpus doesn't actually matter when it comes to if the police have got a way of clearing up a figure and someone confesses and said they did it.
So someone phones up and says, I murdered my wife. Right? I go to the police and say I murdered my wife, right? But I've just dreamt it. But I've murdered my wife, yeah? They arrest me and I get sentenced to life imprisonment. But meanwhile, my wife is at home looking after the kids.
But if you've read in the paper about a woman that was murdered on the moor in 1987... and then you have a dream that you did it and you go and confess. There's no physical evidence there. They've just got your confession to go off.
It's a very specific reference there, Dom. Just look into that. 0344 499 1000. First hour's almost over. Don't feel like we've achieved anything. Here we go. Now we're cooking. Kyle.
Evening, boss. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Would you like to book a slot on Friday's show?
I would, please, yeah.
What time do you want?
11:40.
11 is really shaping up to be an hour with a lot of calls. Kyle, and what would you like to talk about on Friday, Kyle?
Well, I think maybe this is how it a bit started. DWP.
Oh, yeah. Department of Work and Pensions.
Uh-huh.
This is exciting, man. Friday's show really is looking like an absolutely cracking... Hey, have you heard about the radio lock-in we've been allowed to do?
No, is that happening?
It's happening. Boss emailed me. He said, yeah, go on, let's try it, and we'll talk about it the day after. Not this week, not next week. When Kath comes back, we're allowed to have a radio lock-in, and the show is allowed to stay on air as long as we can be bothered. Do you know what I think swang it for us, Kyle?
Go on.
I said to him, we might stay on for half an hour, or we might stay on until Paul Ross comes on. But don't worry, you won't have to pay us any more money.
Well, that's a win-win, isn't it?
Well, it's a win-lose. It's a win-lose. It's a win for Boss. It's kind of a lose for me. And my agent sent me an email and said, Ian, you are the worst business negotiator I've ever met. But you know what, Kyle? I just love my job so much. I just love it so much.
Well, sure, you'll still play adverts and things, won't you?
Oh, God, we'll play adverts. Yeah, we'll make our own adverts.
We'll make money.
Yes.
They'll make it back.
What I reckon we might do, though, is if we make it to like about 2:30 one morning, we just, because the bosses will be long gone to sleep, right? And all the people, the creeps that grass me up to Ofcom, right? They'll be asleep. So from about 2:30, imagine about 2:30 on a Wednesday morning, we start selling stolen goods, we start selling drugs, we start doing we sort of do like the dark web on the radio. We sell weapons. We give out advice on how to make weapons. You know, do you know what I mean? We kind of make the dark web because no one will be listening really, apart from your hardcore nut jobs.
Oh, I think that's all right.
Yeah,
that entice people, wouldn't it? Plus the stoners.
It caters to a market, Kyle, and that's we're in a commercial business. What can I say, man?
I like it. I'm liking it.
Carl, thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. That's an hour of the show down. Have we achieved anything? I don't think so yet, guys. I don't think so. I feel like we're just kind of warming up a little bit. And this is what I'm like off the caffeine. Imagine what I used to be like on the bloody caffeine. All I've had today, caffeine-wise, is a half and half. Half decaf, half real coffee. That was it. I had that about midday. That is it, guys. So this is pure adrenaline. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You can call in, talk about car crashes, leaving notes on other cars, getting in the wrong car, songs that are more famous than the films they came from. Also, you can phone in and book your slot and your topic for Friday's show. This is how Friday's show is shaping up so far. 5 minutes past 10, Alan Caddick will be talking about prison food. 6 minutes past 10, Lee is going to talk about the Havering Gazette. 10:46, it's, who's talking about shoe sizes? Was that Dom? I think that was Dom. We'll put down Dom anyway. Dom can talk about that. 11:20, it's Katia. What do you do when you come to a new neighbourhood? 11:30, it's Mike with his movie script. 11:40, Kyle talking about the DWP. And at 12:05, it's David Babcock. It's going to be a busy show. Plenty of spaces there, guys. Plenty of spaces. If you want to be part of the Laugh Riot, then I really... If you phone up Friday and you're not on the list, I'm sorry, you won't be coming in. Although, you know, if you phoned up at 10:45 and pretended to be Dom, you know what I mean? 0344 499 1000. Now's a great time to call, as there are no calls on the switchboard. You'll speak to Emma. She'll take your name and number and give you a call straight back. This is the Late Night Alternative. I am Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
Oh, man alive. So much to talk about. Not really. 0344 499 1000. Do give us a call, the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
I was tired of my lady. We'd been together too long. Like a worn-out recording of a favourite song. So while she lay there sleeping, I read the paper in bed. And in the personal columns, there was this letter I read. If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, if you're not into yoga, if you have half a brain, if you like making love at midnight in the dunes on the Cape, then I'm the love that you've looked for. Write to me and escape. About my lady, I know that sounds kind of mean, but me and my old lady have fallen into the same old routine. So I wrote to the paper, took out a personal ad, and though I'm nobody's poet, I thought it wasn't half bad. Yes, I like pina coladas. Red tape at a never knew that you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain and the feel of the ocean and the taste of champagne. If you like making love at midnight in the dunes on the Cape, you're the lady I look for. Come with me and escape.
That's quite a high guitar solo. I'll do the harmony.
If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, if you're not into yoga, if you have half a brain, if you like making love at midnight in the dunes on the Cape, right to me and escape. Yes, I like pina coladas.
Oh, man alive. So here's the thing. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Seriously, can I ask you a question, guys? Right? Who gives a shit about Big Ben's bongs? Seriously. Who cares? Right? There's the rise of Nazism and fascism. There is an incompetent president who's taking us to the brink of nuclear war in a dick measuring competition. There is the car crash that is Brexit, and we are all screwed, right? And everyone's got, oh, Big Ben's bongs. Front page, the last two front pages of the Daily Mail, Britain's worst newspaper. Today, bong, now a Big Ben climb down. Oh, for crying out loud. Do you know why they're stopping the bongs, right? You know why they're stopping them? Because, there are going to be people doing renovations on it, right? And here's the thing, if you're near the bong when it happens, it's really loud. And it's health and safety. And not the stupid health and safety that doesn't actually exist that said kids can't climb trees or play conkers. Actual proper health and safety that was introduced to protect workers who probably aren't earning that much money from serious injury, right? So if you are working near Big Ben's bongs, right, and it goes off, you could go deaf. Or you could get tinnitus. I've got tinnitus. Why? Because I'm an idiot. And I do this job and I have my headphones too loud. I've always had my headphones too loud and I've got tinnitus, right? But that is because I'm an idiot, right? And I knew that was there was a strong chance that was going to happen, right? But these poor saps that are working in Big Ben, why should they be put at risk of their hearing being impaired? Oh, they should wear ear defenders. Sorry? They should wear ear defenders. Right, okay. So you're working up a bit of scaffold, right? You're working up high, okay? And your mate is down below and he can see that you're going to fall back, right? He shouts up at you, "Oh, you're going to fall back!" It can't hear you. You've got the headphones on. Or if you're at the top, right? And you kick a spanner off by mistake over the scaffolding, and you shout down to your mate, "Oh, look out!" Well, he can't hear you because you've got the ear defenders on. So, who cares about Big Ben's bongs? There are so many more important things in the world. And listen, just because they're important things doesn't mean that we can't focus on small things as well. We can care about lots of different things. But Big Ben's bongs are not important. They're really, really not important. No, we're not going to lose any money from tourism. People go, I was going to go to London, but maybe we should go in 2021 when Big Ben's bongs are back. Maybe it just won't be the same. I can't even remember, and I work in London. If I lean out the window, I'm around the corner a bit and have a periscope, the kids' periscope. If I go on the roof of this building, I can see Big Ben. I don't remember the last time I heard Big Ben's bongs. I lived in London for years. I don't know when I heard Big Ben's. Who gives a stuff about Big Ben's bloody bongs? Front page of the Daily Mail. MPs who signed off facelifts say they didn't know about Bell's 4-year silence and pledge We'll Think Again by Larissa Brown, the political correspondent. No, she's not. She's the flipping bong correspondent. MPs are set to review the bonkers Big Ben plan after claiming they didn't know the famous Bell would be silenced for 4 years. It's not bonkers. It's health and safety in its truest sense, in that it is protecting the health and ensuring the safety of people. 3 parliamentary committees are said to have agreed on the work before it was given final approval by the House of Commons Commission, chaired by John Bercow. But last night, MPs insisted they had no idea they were signing off on a plan that would silence the Great Bell's bongs for 4 years because of health and safety concerns. They expressed anger at the length of time allocated to refurbish the Elizabeth Tower, which will silence the bells to protect workers from hearing damage. With Tory MP Nicholas Soames saying, tell those poor little darlings to put headphones on. Up yours, Nicholas Soames. Up yours. You on your, however much, how much do MPs get? However much money you get, plus your expenses, you're probably getting significantly more than those poor little darlings that are going to go and fix that bloody stupid clock and fix that bell and do whatever it is they got to do to them. So don't you patronise them by saying, tell them to put some headphones on, the poor little darlings. Why don't you get your finger out of your arse and go and do some proper work? Focus on some real issues. Tell us how we're going to get through Brexit. Try and stop that racist, fascist arse from America coming over here on a visit next year. Go and working out what we can do to make sure that we don't need to have food banks in this country, instead of saying, oh, tell the poor little darlings to put some headphones on. It's not safe to work with sound defenders when you're up and down, you muppet. Brexit Secretary David Davis also waded into the row, saying that stopping the chimes was mad, and Brexit isn't? Really? That's not mad? And urging the parliamentary estates authorities to just get on with it. In the face of the growing revolt, Liberal Democrat MP Tom Brake, the spokesman for the Commons, turned to page 6. Cleo and Paul, I'll come to you in a bit. Hang on a minute. Commission said he would ask for the plans to be reviewed. Don't worry though, guys. The Daily Mail have come up with ways that we can preserve the bongs. Record. This is how you can do it. Record Big Ben's chimes. Record Big Ben's chimes and play them via loudspeakers in Parliament Square. The concentrated noise level would be lower, but the sound of the bells would continue. Make the bells chime at an interval other than every 15 minutes, reducing the builder's exposure to the sound. I mean, just these smug millionaires telling working people, I'm lucky, I've got a few quid, I'm not a millionaire, and these smug millionaires telling people, oh, just get on with it. Hang on a minute, their lives are at risk, their hearing is at risk. Just because you want to hear silly bell bonging away, you muppets. 0344 499 1000. Sorry about that, I don't know where that came from, but these things happen. Cleo, Paul, come to you after this. This is Talk Radio.
Uncut after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
0344 499 1000. Paul's on the line. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Ian.
Good evening, Paul. What nonsense and lies have you come to tell us tonight?
Well, I'm worried about the condition of your soul, mate. That rap was a bit weird that you just embarked on. I think you got the wrong end of the stick on reality, mate. What matters in reality is the small things. That's what consoles our soul. But the big things that you were like, Nazism and Trump, that's all waffle. That's all just pie-in-the-sky nonsense. We want to hear the chimes of Big Ben. We want to hear...
You live in Liverpool. When have you heard the chimes of Big Ben?
Every time I go to...
Is this another one of your lies about your video, like your videos getting 1 million downloads and stuff? Is this another one of your bullshine phone calls?
It's not a lie. I got more than 1 million. I've had 1 million now on multiple occasions.
Let's have a look. Where's the video? Let's see the stats.
No, I won't give it now
because you have videos have not had 1 million downloads, you muppet, multiple times. Why come on and lie, Paul?
because I'm telling the truth, Ian. I'm just not going to give you the details of the truth.
Show me the video.
Well, I could do.
Go on then, where's the video? Show me the video with the stats and I'll apologise.
You were exhibiting what aggressive left-wing authoritarianism.
Oh, Paul, you are displaying signs of being an absolute fantasist. Aggressive left-wing authoritarianism. What? Because I think that people complaining about Big Ben's bongs going for a few years are getting excited about something trivial that actually has an impact on workers' lives. People could go deaf or get tinnitus as a result of those bongs carrying on, mate.
You know, the church bells ring when it goes to like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I mean, that to me, that's what England's all about.
These aren't church bells. These aren't church bells, Paul.
But they're based on church bells, Ian.
No, but these aren't church bells. There will be people within that tower when those bells are supposed to go off. I don't want people's hearing to be impacted because I know how bad that can be for people.
They just wear earmuffs. There's no problem with that.
No, there is a problem with that though, because if you're working up a tower, you need to be able to hear what people are saying, and if you are wearing earmuffs, you can't hear what people are saying. You've not thought this through, Paul.
But you agree,
and then you come on telling lies about videos getting 1 million downloads, accusing me of being a left-wing liberal authoritarian.
No,
what? Just because I disagree with you?
Just
because I disagree with you and show some passion? You're insane, man. You're insane.
No, you only tolerate left-wing opinions, see, and that's a strange...
No, I don't. I tolerate right-wing opinions. I challenge right-wing opinions because I disagree with them.
You just cut them off. Cut them off before they're allowed to develop.
Hang on a minute. When has someone phoned in with... First of all, I will challenge them because I disagree with them, which is my right as free speech. But when have I cut someone off for expressing right-wing opinions? Well, I cut you off for being racist...
Oh, I mean, this racist thing, you just throw it around like bloody confetti.
No, but when you say racist things, Paul, which you have done, I've cut you off for that. Yes, I've done that.
The term racist is the favourite term of aggressive left-wing authoritarians who want to shut down any freedom of speech.
The argument of the argument against freedom of speech is often the argument of freedom of speech being curtailed is the best argument that racists often play.
Yeah, but this term racist is just a label. What the hell does it mean, Ian? Can you define that term?
Yes, I can. A racist is someone who says something derogatory about other races in a hurtful, nasty manner, which you have done on this show before.
You've limited that to other races, right? But they can be derogatory about other people, other ideas, other views.
I'm talking about race. When I say racist, I mean racist. I don't mean right-wing. I mean racist, Paul. I'm very specific. I'm not one of these people that uses words willy-nilly. I'm very thoughtful about the words I use. Words are my tool. When I call someone a racist, it's because they've been racist.
If a northerner says they don't like southerners, is that racist?
No, of course not.
We're talking about...
No.
So you just limit it specifically to race?
Yes, I'm limited... Get this, Paul. I am limiting the word racist specifically to race. Yes, I am. Yeah.
So if a Pakistani man rapes a white girl, is that racist?
No, it's a rape. It's a sexual crime. It's a rape.
No, because they're white, though. If it's a racially motivated rape?
Well, if it's a racially motivated rape, yes, then that's racism, yes.
Now, if a lot of Pakistani men rape a lot of white girls and it's all racially motivated...
Why are you painting this horrible image? We've had a fun show and now you're talking about rape. What? You're a very peculiar gentleman, Paul. You get very... Yes, if a lot of if you want to do this, we'll do it. If a lot of Pakistani men rape a lot of white girls because they are raped, then yes, that is a racially motivated sexual crime. Yes. What are you getting at? Why are you bringing the image of rape up?
Because I was reading about Sarah Champion. I liked her, and she'd just been kicked out of the cabinet by Corbyn, although she said she resigned.
Right. And, well, what has that got? I don't understand. Why have you tainted this show with an image of group rape? You're a very peculiar man, Paul. I don't get you sometimes.
I'm trying to get you back focused on reality.
No, you don't like my definition of racism. You don't like my definition of racism.
You don't use it like that, Ian. You throw around a lot more casually than that.
No, I don't.
I've listened to you for a while.
No, I don't, Paul. You've not listened. You're a fantasist.
Come on, you're lying now, Ian.
Paul, you're a liar. You're a fantasist and a liar, and it's fine. And I like you calling in, but you talk rubbish. I use the term, Paul. I use the term. I use the term racism when I'm speaking about racism. I'm not one of these people. I don't think there are as many people as you think there are, but I'm not one of those people that thinks everyone on the right is racist. Of course not. So when I call someone a racist, I mean that they are racist. I'm very specific about the words I use. It's my job.
But I think everyone on the left is racist, though.
Well, there you go. You see, you're talking about. Talk about the brushing with a broad brush, Paul. Talk about brushing with a broad brush. That's insane. I'm trying to give you a reasoned debate, and you're going off into fantasy land again.
No, because it seems to be like it's sort of self-loathing on the left.
No, you've tried to... Hang on a minute. You've tried to pin this on me, and you've realised it's not sticking, so now you're pinning it on other people. Talk to me.
Everyone knows you use that term very casually. And use it all the time. It's almost comical.
No, they don't. When was the last time I used it? I hardly use that term at all, because it's a very serious accusation. I'm using it on you because you've been on the show, and you've said racist things before. So that's why I'm using it on you.
Give me an example of the racist thing I've said. Give me one example.
Yeah, wasn't it? You made up a story about when 9/11, and you came out in the street. You came out in the street, and there was
no evidence to say I made that up.
What did you say? Was it? I can't remember if it was Arabs or Muslims or brown people, but they were all high-fiving each other
on the street. When the
you said you came out of your house and everyone was high-fiving each other.
I didn't say everyone. I said there were Arabs and blacks high-fiving and smiling.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think that is a lie, and I'm calling you out as a racist liar.
You've got no evidence to say what I'm saying is not true. You've got no evidence whatsoever.
Paul, it didn't happen, mate. And listen, if you want to carry on saying it did, that's great. But we know it. We know it didn't happen. We know it didn't happen, Paul.
I don't take drugs, mate. My mind is clear. My memory is crystal clear.
I don't take drugs, Paul.
I can vividly remember it.
I don't take drugs.
You take medication, then. I mean, you want to give it a different label.
I'm on medication for my depression, but that doesn't stop me. That doesn't. Sorry.
That's a type of drug. Any medication.
Yeah, exactly. But when we say Paul, when we say you take drugs, the implication is it's street drugs, and you know that. That's common parlance, right?
No. The implication
I take medication that stops me wanting. I take medication that helps me with my suicidal feelings, my feelings of low self-esteem and anxiety. And I'm very proud. I'm very proud to put my hands up and say, yes, I take prescribed medication that has saved my life. That's got absolutely nothing to do with you phoning in and making up racist lies and me calling you out on them.
All drugs are mind-bending, Ian, whether they're legal or illegal.
You haven't got a clue what you're talking about. You haven't got a clue. It's not because your mind is polluted. Your mind is polluted with a made-up book from several hundred years ago. Your mind is polluted by being a born-again Christian. So there is pollution everywhere. Now, I don't necessarily think that being a Christian or being of any faith necessarily pollutes people. But if you're going to accuse my medication of affecting my worldview, then I can use your drug as affecting your worldview. Now, of course, I don't think that. I don't think Muslims or Christians or Jews that they remember stuff differently because of their stuff. But sometimes you come on and you don't talk some utter guff. You make stuff.
I know, but I'm trying to take the wind out of your sails, Ian, because
it's not worked. It's failed miserably. If anything, you've blown wind into my sails.
I know, but you're ranting. It's nonsensical. We're not interested in Trump. Nazism doesn't affect us. All this Brexit stuff.
Mate, Nazism does affect us. You don't care because you're a racist. Nazism does affect us.
Reality, Ian.
You live
living on this bogus global mega world. I'm living in the small things of reality, and that's what matters to people.
But what do you think about people marching along, doing the Sieg Heil salute, and saying we will not be replaced by Jews? You don't think we should get a little bit hot under the collar about that?
It's comical, isn't it? Nazism's
Paul, you just... It's comical that a group of white men were doing Nazi salutes and saying we will not be replaced by Jews. That's comical, is it, Paul?
It's Charlie Chaplin-esque. It's nonsense, isn't it? Just nonsense. They're just provoking people. And they provoke you. Why react to it?
You have lost any respect that the listeners might have had for you. And I was holding back. Now, no, mate, you've lost it. You can't call.
You know I'm being realistic. You're living in this intangible world of big ideological fantasies.
Paul,
they don't exist. Paul, we want the bells back. We want the chimes.
Paul. You can't label Jew haters as comical because millions of Jews died.
Jew haters, we know that. They've already been exposed for their anti-Semitism.
Millions of Jews died.
You vote for the Jew haters, Ian. You vote for the real Jew haters, mate. Corbyn's a Jew hater. You vote for him.
You're actually insane. You're actually insane.
You're insane.
If this is what religion does to you, thank God that I'm don't believe in any of that nonsense, because you're one of the meanest, craziest people I've ever spoken to.
Mate. Yeah, but I'm a happy guy, though, Ian. That's the main thing.
Yeah, because you think Jew haters are comical. You think that's funny?
No, I think real Jew haters like Corbyn are very insidious people. But you vote for them, Ian. But these people who are marching around,
you've got no idea. You've got no idea who I voted for. And okay, you think Nazis are a laugh, Paul. Well, thanks very much for your call.
Thank you, Ian.
What an arse! And he goes off laughing. Just for a second, think. Right? He's upset that Big Ben is going to lose its chimes. But he thinks a group of white privileged men doing Sieg Heils and saying, we will not be replaced by Jews, that's comical. That's funny. I mean, that's Chaplin-esque, he said. That's funny. If you're Jewish, how funny is that? Just you know, because I'm not Jewish, and I'm not laughing. I wasn't laughing at the Nazis, and they're actual Nazis. They got swastika tattoos. They're doing that. They got their arm up there. They're saying we will not be replaced by Jews. The blood and soil thing, I didn't know what that meant. That's about black people. It's about slaves. The blood and soil thing, that's about slaves, it turns out. I heard on the radio today. Yeah, I don't find that funny. Maybe my sense of humour is a little bit off kilter. But I don't find Jew haters funny. I find it quite scary. Because Jew haters often hate blacks, quite often hate gays. They'll find a reason to hate me. I don't tick any of those boxes, but I'm sure they'll find a reason to hate me at some point. Really, really shocked by Paul's call there. Really shocked. And, yeah. That's left a really nasty taste in my mouth. Let's take a break.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash. On Talk Radio.
I'm genuinely shocked by that call. Paul did tell a story recently. I didn't really call him out on it. About him. He lives in Liverpool, and on 9/11 he went out in the street and blacks and Arabs were high-fiving. He said there was a party atmosphere. I don't believe it. He's talked about his videos getting over 1 million views several times. I don't believe it. I do believe it when he says he thinks that people who hate Jews are funny, though. Unfortunately, I believe that. That man's a Christian. And of course, I was being slightly flippant. I don't think, I know I lost a job because I argue with a Christian once. I'm an atheist, or I'm agnostic. I can never remember which one I am. Anyway, I've not got a problem with any religion whatsoever. Christian, Jew, Muslim, Sikh, whatever. If it works for you, man, then that's great and that is fantastic. And that was a cheap shot, me kind of calling him out, but he called out my prescription medication, my venlafaxine and my mirtazapine that has saved my life, implying that it was clouding my judgment. That's why I mentioned his religion. Maybe it was a cheap shot, and I apologise for that. And I've really tried to avoid talking about Charlottesville because I want this show to be fun and laughs and all having a good time. But that's really got to me. The fact that people are more upset about a clock not going ding dong for a few years, than we will not be replaced by Jews while they're doing a Nazi salute. That's funny, man. That's funny. According to Paul, I failed to see the humour. Let's go to Sam. Evening, Sam.
Hi, Ian. How's it going?
I'm a little bit angry now, and I was having a good time.
Frankly.
Go on.
Well, I think, Paul, can I swear on it or not?
But best not. Let's err on the side of caution here.
Can I say knob?
You can say knob, yes.
Well, he pulls a knob, frankly.
Yes.
And I'm from a disabled person point of view, I'm disabled, and Nazism is probably the most disgusting, vile thing, the world's ever seen.
Yep.
Let's talk about what they did to sell people.
Yep. Oh, you were all killed as well. That doesn't get mentioned enough. You were all killed.
Yeah, it was vile.
Gypsies, gays, Jews, some blacks as well. Everyone, they weren't part of the Aryan race. Boom, we're going to get rid of you.
It's quite upsetting when people have those sort of views, and they think it's okay to talk about them. Frankly,
how did you? Because listen, I've deliberately not mentioned what happened in Charlottesville on the show because I want it to be fun and light. But we're there now, so let's have it. And I've deliberately not gone too far into the rabbit hole with it. I've seen bits, I've read bits, and how do you feel seeing that footage of those idiots in their khakis and the salutes and all that stuff? How did it make you feel?
Well, I think it's disgusting. I feel. I think the world has gone to crap. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think, and you've got President Trump. Let's put it, my wife's Californian, right?
Yeah.
And she's just ashamed of her country. She's absolutely ashamed of it. They voted in this absolute moron.
Yep.
And the way he's behaving, and the fact that so many American people support him. And it's absolutely shocking and disgusting. You've got a man of that caliber, I say caliber in the lowest possible form, and what an absolute moron. And he's dangerous.
Yeah.
And what he's doing in North Korea,
And here's the thing: if we think those jokers that it's a joke and it's comical, it's funny, it's nothing to do with us, it's funny. If we think that, right? Well, if we think that, and then the group gets a bit bigger over there, and then it starts happening in more metropolitan areas, because I believe Charlottesville, I don't know it, but I believe it's fairly rural.
Virginia, yeah,
But then then if people listening to this go, oh, hang on a minute, that guy thinks that Nazis are funny. Well, I've got a swastika tattoo that I've never told anyone about, and I hate the Jewish run media and the millionaire Jews. I'm going to do a little protest through my town in England about Jews and black. It just empowers people, and if we don't keep our guard up, then we're going to have it over here, and it's going to be a problem.
It will. Listen, Nazism isn't confined to the US. It's not confined to Germany it's all over.
Yeah.
And it's growing and it's spreading and it's institutionalized as well. It's within people in Parliament. Let's not think there aren't people in government that don't have these views. They do.
Well, I don't know.
Not say it.
And I just want to say again, I've not got any problem with any religion, man, because all religions, as far as I can tell, are about peace and love and just being groovy to people. So when I mentioned Paul's religion, that was a cheap shot brought up out of anger because of his mention of my medication, but also just to kind of prove a point that his point was nonsense. So if anyone was offended by that, then I do apologise.
On that point, Ian, yes. I think you are very brave to come out and say that, and that subject has touched my life personally. I won't go into it. It's a family member, and she's very brave, and she goes through an awful lot. And
yeah,
I think there's no shame at all in taking medication.
No, it's like if you had cancer, you go and get chemo or radiotherapy. You got asthma, you go and take Ventolin. Can I tell you something, Sam? We don't know each other. I'm going to speak intimately with you, right? So I'm on these pills, and I'm on the venlafaxine, and I've not been on it for long. And I went to the dentist. I went to the pharmacist, Boots, right, to get my repeat prescription. And the lady said, "Oh, you've been on these for a few months now. Have you got time to have a chat with the pharmacist about the medication?" And I said, yeah, sure, okay, fine. So the pharmacist came round, and she was a very young lady, and it's relevant, I'm saying. She's about, I guess, 25, 26, and it's relevant. We go into this tiny little room, and she sits down, and she goes, "I just want to check how you're feeling with these drugs." I said, "Well, it's working. I don't want to kill myself as much, so I'm glad I'm on them." She said, "Okay," and we chatted for a bit. She said, "Are there any side effects?" And after years in therapy and going to groups and stuff, I kind of share stuff, and I said, This is confidential, isn't it?"
Yeah.
She went, "Yes, it is. Yes, it is." This isn't the radio, but she said, "Yeah, it's confidential." I said, "Right, well, I can't ejaculate, And she went, yes, yes. And fair play to her. She sat in a room with a middle-aged, overweight man going, I can't ejaculate. She goes, yes, yes, well, it is a common side effect with the metazapine. And if you get, she said something like, keep going, you might get there in the end, or something like that. And I'm thinking, I wish I hadn't said this. She goes, this is just a box ticking exercise. So there we go. Boy, oh boy, was I glad to find out that as I think Dan described it on Twitter, it's like you're running a really good marathon, but they keep moving the finishing line. And at my age, I just can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. Anyway, I feel I've shared too much there, Sam. But I appreciate you calling and putting your side of the story. Thank you, man.
No, you take care.
Thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. Good evening, Stephen.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right, thank you, Stephen.
I just want to say, that bloke, Paul.
Yep.
He's a door handle. No, not a door handle. What's the one you twist?
A knob.
That's it. Yep. He's a knob.
Okay. All right.
I'd like to book a slot for Friday if I can.
Oh, yes, of course you can, Stephen. What time do you want? I forgot about that.
11:15.
11:15, yeah. And what would you like to talk about?
Kill it, feed it, or ignore it.
Kill it, feed it,
I've got a fox.
Oh, this is good. Don't tell me any more. Don't tell me any more, Stephen. This is going to be a great one. Now, remember, you've got to phone us before then, and then we call you back, okay?
Of course I will. Of course.
Nice one, Stephen. Thank you, mate.
And can I just say...
Yeah?
You're on Metazapine, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Right, I'm on Sericol.
Yeah.
Which is slightly more stronger.
Ooh.
And I admire you for talking about what you take and how you are.
Thank you.
And you're a little bit insecure about your programme.
Yes, very.
It is effing brilliant. Every single night, 10 to 1, I listen to it.
Stephen, you're a very kind man. You're a very sad man, but I appreciate your call. Thank you very much indeed. 0344 499 1000. It finishes at 1 at the moment, but not this week, not next week. But after that, we've had the thumbs up for Radio Lock-In. If the show's going well at 1 o'clock, we don't have to finish it at 1 o'clock. We can carry on. Cleo, you've been waiting for ages. You'll be the next call, I promise. Then it'll be Nigel from Maidstone. Oh, God. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Unmissable late night radio with the original king of unconventional conversation.
Make contact with Iain Lee. The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
Yes. Line 4, what do you want? Hello? Bottle it. But I knew it. Withheld number. Bottled it. If that withheld number comes again, I'm grabbing it. Good evening, Cleo.
Good evening, gorgeous.
What's that buzz?
I'm not buzzing again, am I?
There's a massive buzz hum.
Do you know what? I'm sick of this flipping phone of mine.
I think maybe it's your head. Are you part magnet? Are you?
I do have an element of magnetism. Has to be said.
Well, okay, go on. Let's see how we get on with it. But geez, man, it's like.
I blame Thatcher.
Well, yeah.
I'm glad you had those two people between me and Paul because I was in a flipping rage with. I wanted to slap his face purple. Anyhow.
Yes.
This bong thing.
Yes.
Like you said.
Oh man, this buzz is awful.
This buzzing, man.
What are you doing? Hit it.
Wait a minute. You know what it might be? Is that better?
Yes. What have you done?
Do you know what it was?
Was it a speaker or something?
No. The power inserted at the same time. The power cable. Because it was running out of battery power.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes, Cleo.
I had this image when you just went on about bong, and Big Ben's bong of a lad called Ben, a stoner, listening to the programme, opening a head shop called Big Ben's Bongs.
What?
And developing his own bong in the shape of Big Ben, although the clock is technically not called Big Ben, is it? It's the tower.
But bongs in the shape of Big Ben probably exist already, I would have thought.
Possibly. I've heard of long-chambered
Well, I've never used a bong. It was buckets in my day, but anyway.
No, see, I don't do tobacco.
Don't do drugs, kids. No. Don't do drugs. And if you do, make sure you have fun. I'm joking. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Anyway.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Yep.
I like the book of sloth.
Well, you can't.
And why is that?
Because we're not booking slots for tomorrow.
Oh, it's Friday, man, isn't it?
Flipping heck, man, Jesus. Yes.
I was being pedantic. I was thinking it was past midnight, and it's not. Because
what time would you like, Cleo?
I would like after the 11 o'clock news, so it's usually about 11:04, isn't it?
04, Cleo. And what would you like to talk about?
Well, I've been given a survey from the RSPB to do a bird watch for a day.
Yes.
So I'd like to give you the results of that and discuss the decline of garden birds in the Seaham and County Durham area.
Sounds so dull. I look forward to that, Cleo.
Brilliant.
Thanks very much indeed. Let's go to Nigel. Evening, Nigel.
Evening, Ian.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey.
Have you been up Big Ben?
Do you know I haven't been up Big Ben? I'd love to.
No, I haven't either.
No.
It must be a long way up.
It's well, is that a joke?
No.
But you laughed.
Yeah, well, it is funny, isn't it?
Not really.
No, I mean, it must be a long way to... A lot of steps, mustn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of steps.
Yeah,
well, I think they haven't got a lift.
I don't think they've installed a lift in Big Ben, if memory serves me right. No, there's no...
programme when they were mending the clock.
Yes.
And they had to go up the steps.
Yeah, they had to go
a long time.
Yeah. And the thing is, that's bad, because you couldn't get someone in a wheelchair up there, so that's disableist.
No.
So really, Big Ben should be closed down.
Yeah, because not everyone can get up there.
Not everyone can get up there.
But they used it in a lot of films, haven't they? The 39 steps.
Was that Big Ben?
Did you ever see the 39 steps?
No.
Oh, I think... Well,
I don't think the 39 steps weren't Big Ben, though.
The remake was with that... Oh, what's his name? I can't remember. Oh, Robert Powell. Yeah, Robert Powell.
Jesus, I was right. Yeah, with Jesus. He was Jesus, wasn't he?
Yes, Robert Powell. Yeah, he was a great actor. But
he was my generation's Christ.
He hasn't been... Yes, he hasn't been in films for a long time, has he?
I don't think...
Is he still alive?
Who's laughing in the background?
Not me. No, it's a television probably behind the door. Is he still alive,
Robert Powell is still alive, yes.
Really? Well, I haven't seen him in many movies recently or anything.
No.
I want to wish a friend on Facebook happy birthday, a lady called...
Is it Miley Cyrus?
No, Lauren Smith. Happy birthday to her, because I asked her to listen to the show.
Okay.
Especially.
Yep.
So, have a nice birthday, Lauren, and I hope you heard this message. Happy birthday to you from Nigel from Maidstone. She asked me to do a jingle for her, but I haven't got anything, a song prepared.
Can you not just make one up on the spot for her, Nigel?
I could just sing a happy birthday, couldn't I?
You could do that, yeah. Now that it's out, now it's out of the legal minefield of copyright, we can all sing happy birthday and not pay any royalties.
Together.
I won't join in. But could you do it? Could you do like a funky version? I'm watching a film I'm watching a film about Sly and the Family Stone, right? Do you know Sly and the Family Stone?
I've heard of the film. I've probably seen it, but I can't recall it at the moment.
No, it's a band. And I'm watching a documentary about them because the guy that made it...
Oh, yeah, it's a band, of course. Yeah, I was thinking of Stallone, Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, and he's quite funky. So could you do a funky version of Happy Birthday?
Yeah, I'll try in a minute. Do you know what? A couple of days ago... No, was it yesterday?
Yes, Nigel.
I sang in the street. There was a charity event raising money for mustard dystrophy.
For mustard dystrophy?
You know, the mustard dystrophy.
Mustard dystrophy, yes. My cousins have got... Well, two of my cousins had mustard dystrophy. One of them, unfortunately, died. But the other one has beaten all the odds, and Lee is still going strong.
Oh, that's good. They had some entertainment
in
the street. I got a young girl on guitar singing, and I said, can I do a song? And they let me use the open mic.
What song did you sing, Nigel?
I've put it onto YouTube now, Fly Me to the Moon, and it's on my post at the moment, Facebook post.
Where do I go to? Is it on YouTube?
If you go to Nigel Reader at Facebook.
Oh, so Facebook, not YouTube?
And YouTube it's on as well, yeah, because I directed it to Facebook afterwards.
Nigel Reader, let's have a look.
Facebook,
we're on Facebook.
It's at the top of the page.
It says you studied at the University of Kent.
That's right, yeah.
What did you study?
No, that's a false address, actually.
Oh, it's a lie.
I couldn't remember, didn't know what to say at the time. It's a bit confusing.
Right, okay. Well, this is the clip. Singing in Town, Oftenbrig. Okay.
Yeah, you can see the photo.
There we go. Let's have a little listen. Let's listen to...
Yeah, it's clear. Just point it. You got me in. Would it be better if I come out in the sunshine a bit? Okay. Is that better? Yeah. Right.
Oh, no. Wait, hang on. I'm trying to hold it. No, not that one. White one.
The microphone's not on in the clip. He's tapping the...
Oh, that's it, yeah.
It's on there.
1, 2, testing, yeah. Here we go then. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fly me to the moon and let me play amongst the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter.
Very loud finger click, isn't it?
In other words, hold my hand, scooby-doo-ba-doo-doo. In other words, darling, kiss me.
Oh, it's awful, Nigel. Are you wearing leggings?
Cycling leggings.
But
yeah.
are you wearing lycra?
Lycra leggings.
Jeez, that doesn't leave much to the imagination, does it?
No. Oh. They've got a nice stripe that shows a fluorescent stripe down the side.
Oh.
So it was a great day, and I happened to meet an ex-girlfriend at the end of the street as well on the same day. So that was good.
Okay, well that's a great story.
So I had a good day, but it was good of them to let me sing anyway, wasn't it?
Well,
join in.
Yeah.
Well, people came down from the other end of the street and said, could I do another number? They were enjoying it.
Okay.
They thought I was drunk.
Okay. Well...
It's a joke there. Yeah, happy birthday then, in a funky style then, now.
Okay.
Yeah. And you want to finish off with that for Lauren Smith?
Just, please, God, just finish it.
Well, I'll try and do it. You want me to do it now, don't you?
Yes, please,
yeah,
Nigel.
it was not a very long song, and this is going to be difficult because I've not done it in a different way before.
Okay. Please stop
anyway,
laughing
here we
and
go.
just sing.
Being serious now. Serious. Happy birthday to Lauren Smith. Happy birthday to Lauren Smith.
How could you not know the words to Happy Birthday? That's not the words to Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday, Lauren Smith.
That's not the words. How can you not know the words to Happy Birthday?
Well, I got to mention the name, haven't I?
Yeah, but there's a real the beauty of Happy Birthday is right. They've written it in such a way that there's a specific line where you get to mention the person's name.
Well, I can't do it fast. That's what mucked me up. You see,
right, do it normal speed then. Do it normal speed.
So I would go like this. Happy birthday to you.
Here we go.
Happy birthday to you. Yes, I remember now.
Thanks very much for calling, Nigel. Let's go to Dave. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, Ian. It's so nice to speak to you. I've been trying to get through for minutes.
Are you on the helium tonight, Dave, or have your balls gone back up your body?
I'm quite excitable.
You are, aren't you?
I think somebody spiked my drink.
Oh, no, we don't condone that, but let me have a sip.
If you were going to sing Happy Birthday in a funky manner, surely it's got to be Happy Birthday to you. Happy Birthday to you. Happy Birthday. Stevie Wonder style.
But Stevie Wonder isn't singing Happy Birthday to you.
I think you'll find the song's called Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, but he's not. No, but he's not singing
Happy Birthday in a funky style.
No, but he's not singing.
Yes.
No, he's not singing Happy Birthday to you. He's singing Happy Birthday to ya.
Oh, so it's Happy Birthday to ya instead of Happy Birthday to you. Apologies, Ian. You've got me there on two letters. Anyway.
Apology accepted, David. What have you got for us? Do you want to book a call for Friday night?
I do want to book a call for Friday.
What time, Dave?
I was hoping for 10:30, mate.
10:30, yeah, we can do that.
Oh, I'm so pleased.
What would you like to talk about, Dave?
Well, that depends on how long is the slot?
Well, at the moment, it's 16 minutes.
16 minutes.
But someone might, because we got one at 10:46, but someone might come in and come in at, say, 10:31, so it might only be a minute. All
right. Well, I've got a few few things to speak about.
Okay.
Do you want to be the editor?
I guess I have to. Yes.
Okay. Well, we've got a do people still soak their feet special?
Do people still soak their feet? I'm not going to write special.
Celebrity special.
Okay. Right. Yep.
We've got a singer's changing accent mid-song.
Oh, really?
Are you thinking of the one I'm thinking of?
Oh, I don't know.
Save it for Friday.
Oh, mid-song, you say? That is deliciously naughty. Okay, yep.
Okay, we've got on the music theme, we've got a big intakes of breath special.
Big intakes of breath. Yeah. Okay. Don't use the word special. You've been quite liberal with the use of the word special. I'll decide if it's a special or not, because a special kind of implies it's the whole show. So...
Okay. All right, I'll rein it back in.
Thank you, mate. Thank you, Dave. Trust me, I'm a professional.
Okay. Is it your first time on the radio?
No, been doing it for quite a few years now, Dave. Thank you.
Oh, fair play to you.
Yeah, you
haven't lost any of your spunkiness.
What's number 4?
Okay, crush on a famous person, not special.
Okay.
When's the last time you had a crush on a famous person? Mine is causing me a little distress at the moment.
Okay, as long as it's not legal distress, then we can go along with that. For me, it's always Sarah Beanie from Location, Property Ladder, Location. I'm running out of space to write these topics in,
How
Dave.
many minutes? We've got 16 minutes. All right, we'll just have to talk fast. That's all I can say.
Oh, God.
On the sly, was it any good?
The slide, in fact, I'm halfway through it. It's brilliant. Yeah, really good.
Has he started living in his van yet?
I don't know. No. Spoiler alert,
I
mate.
haven't ruined it for you.
Yeah.
And if we've got time at the end of the slot, Pornhub Stump 3 Weather Special.
Pornhub Stump. Oh, Stump.
3. And it's a weather special. Oh, it's
weather.
Not a special, it's a weather.
It's a weather. It's a weather.
It's a weather.
It's a weather.
Theme.
Well, I look forward to that, Dave. So you call us just before 10:30, yeah?
You're not going to put me through, are you?
Of course I'm going to put you through. Honestly, I
bet you've got like tens of thousands of people all fighting to ring up.
We have, and the phones are going absolutely mental at the moment. No one's calling me. So I think your slot will be safe. But if anyone does want to call in and book 10:31, well, that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
I'd be devastated if they did.
Thanks for calling, Dave.
All the best.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. If you want to give us a call, you're more than welcome to. I'm really tired all of a sudden. What a feisty hour that was. We've talked Nazis. We've talked fantasy and lies. We're still booking calls and slots in for Friday's show. After 11, when we come back after 11, I'll go through all the slots that have gone. Let's just say the last hour of Friday's show is looking a little bit bare. Okay. We've only got one call at 5 minutes past 12, and it's David Babcock. I don't want to keep him on for the whole hour. So Friday after midnight, plenty of slots up for grabs. No callers on the switchboard at the moment. Never mind. Now would be a great time for you to call 0344 499 1000. My name is Iain Lee. You are listening to the Late Night Alternative, Monday to Friday, 10 till 1 on Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're more than welcome to. I still haven't talked about, there's a story in the newspapers today. Anne Robinson is on Tinder. Oh, yes indeed, sir. You can give us a call about absolutely anything you want. Another hour of this to go on Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
say you're sorry. How would I know? Why should I care? Please don't bother trying to find her. She's not there. But let me tell you about the way she looks, the way she acts, and the color of her hair. Her voice was soft and cool, her eyes are clear and bright, but she's not there. Thank you for coming to the IR chorus. On piano, NY. On accordion, Chris Haynes. On guitar, Freddie Johnson. On drums, Billy Arnold. On violin, Miriam Leader.
That is the Young at Heart chorus. Have you ever seen that documentary? Man, that's a movie. So they're all people in their 70s and 80s. Probably a lot of those people are dead now that did that. And they just, can you indulge me for 1 minute 42? I mean, listen, this is just, listen to these old people rock, man. Here we go. Yes.
Oh, you think you got it. Oh, you think you got it. But got it, just don't get it till there's nothing at all. So why, are we so in denial when we know we're not happy? Hey, all right now, fellas. Now, what's cooler than being cool? I can't hear you. I say, what's cooler than being cool? Oh, okay. All right now, ladies. Now, we're going to break this thing down in just a few seconds. So don't have me break this thing down for nothing. Now, I want to see y'all on your baddest behavior.
Honestly, it's such a good documentary about. I love it. You watch that and you'll laugh, and man alive, you will cry like a baby. 0344 499 1000, the late night alternative on Talk Radio. At the moment, weeknights from 10 until 1. Oh, we are being dealt a late night lock-in card. That's going to happen at some point. We could go on longer than one if we see fit. Gareth, stay there. I'll come to you in a minute. Bill, good evening, Bill.
Yeah, mate, what do you want?
Sorry?
What do you want?
What do you mean, what do I want? Did we call you, or did you call us?
No, you called me, didn't you?
Oh, I'm sorry, mate. I think the way it would work is you called us.
Yeah.
Then we called you back.
For an appointment.
Whoa, so hey, buddy, are you sitting down?
Yeah.
Have you got someone there to guide you through it?
No, I'm in bed. Can you call me at 12:30?
What you want us to call? You want us to call you at 12:30 tonight?
No, Friday.
No, right. Okay, so you want to book 12:30?
Yeah.
Right. What do you want to talk about?
Just catch me wherever you catch me. I'll probably forget you called in.
Well, no. You have to. Here's the thing. You have to call us before 12:30.
Yeah.
Then we call you back. But if you don't call us, then 12:30 is going to be a dead slot. Oh, unless we get substitutes. I forgot to say, we need substitute callers. I meant to do that at the start of the show. Nuts. You can be on the subs bench, and that means if a caller doesn't turn up, and you're listening and the caller doesn't turn up, then the sub can come on.
I can do that as well.
You want to be a sub as well? But hang on a minute, you're not even sure you're going to call in for the slot.
No, I will call. I'll call in for the slot.
Okay, pal. And I'm putting Bill in brackets is a sub as well.
No, yeah.
Okay, that's.
And I've got a question as well, Ian.
Yes, Bill. Could you sing the question for me?
No, it's a bit awkward.
Okay, Stanley.
I'll sing on Friday.
Okay, mate.
That's a deal, isn't it?
That's a deal. Beautiful.
All right, pal. This is about this after hours thing.
Yes. The radio lock-in, hashtag radio lock-in, that where the boss has said, if not this week, not next week, when Kath comes back, if we feel like carrying on after 1 o'clock, we can carry on as long as we want.
That's permanent, yeah?
Well, no. He in the email he said, we'll try it once and then we'll talk about it the next day and see how it went. That's not bad. That's not bad.
And how long are you going to push it for?
Well, just as long as it feels relevant. If it feels like we're kind of padding, then we'll stop. So it could be quarter of an hour, half an hour, it could be all night.
What, until the fella who comes on in the morning?
Yeah, the fella that comes on in the morning, yes. Hang on a minute, I've got it written down somewhere. Hang on. Where is it? It's over here. Hang on a minute, I've got it somewhere. Hang on a minute, stay there, Bill, I've got it somewhere.
Don't worry, he's irrelevant. I don't listen to it.
Hang on. Paul Ross, that's the fella. Yeah.
I prefer Steve Allen.
Oh, for God's sakes. We might dent his 4 a.m. spike.
Oh, my God. I hate it when he says that.
I know where I'd like to stick that 4 a.m. spike.
I tell you, he's got a good concept, though. Even though I don't like him.
What, being nasty and calling women fat?
He's not even nasty now, not like he used to be.
He calls women fat and chavs.
No. He used to, not so much now. He's been a bit of a bum kisser for a long while.
Bum kisser?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say arse, but it's swearing.
It is. Isn't it funny that arse is swearing? But yeah, ass. I'm going to kick you up the ass. That's
and
fine.
I was going to say liquor instead of kisser, but I thought kisser sounded nicer.
Okay. All right, well, a really horrible image in my head now that I really wish I didn't have. But there you go. These things happen.
Yeah.
Bill,
yeah.
It feels like we're done.
Okay, pal.
My sister says on Twitter, Bill sounds wasted.
No, I'm just in bed.
Wasted in bed?
No, just sort of been sleeping on and off.
What time did you go to sleep? I hate it when you go to sleep too early.
Oh, no, I know. I'm terrible for that. Sometimes I'll go to sleep about 6 and then I'll be up from about midnight onwards.
I was going to say 8 o'clock, but 6 o'clock is way too early. You're never going to get sleep through at 6.
Yeah, even 8 o'clook, 9 o'clock.
Yeah. And you're so tired and you think, I'll sleep through. Then, you wake up midnight, 1 o'clock, and then that's it. You're wide awake for a few hours. Complete waste of a night.
Yeah, but then you get to go back to sleep at 3.
Yeah.
Or 4.
Or 5.
To be honest, that's, no, you do, and then you have to get up at 6, half 6, and it's, oh my God, you know.
Innit?
You know.
Okay, Bill, well, it feels like this conversation ended about 4 minutes ago.
Yeah, sure. All right, Friday, I'll have a sing song.
Okay, have a sing song. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Let's go to Gareth. Evening, Gareth.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. What you got for us?
Well, the choice is yours. Video games or music?
Music. Let's go music.
Okay, same problem.
Yeah.
I am 38. Relatively near your age, I think. I'm not too sure at all.
Well, God bless you. I'm 44 now, though, so...
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
You look no day over 43.
Yeah, well, thank you very much.
44's good.
You can come back.
It's the same one. Essentially, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
And I found that, as an example for the music side, I was in the car driving back from St Albans the other day.
Yes.
And Jeff Lynne's ELO came on when I was a boy.
Yeah.
Brilliant song. found out recently that all of the good songs that I'd heard in like the 80s and early 90s all have a link with him. Anything that sounds like the Beatles, basically.
No, just hold your horses, right? Okay, ELO did some great songs, right? Mr. Blue Sky, you can't knock it, okay? But
long time ago.
Yeah, but Jeff Lynne has also ruined a lot of music. The second Travelling Wilburys album, the last George Harrison album, Brainwashed, the Beatles song Free as a Bird. My God, he ruined it.
He murdered that, didn't he?
He ruined it.
The original recording's probably better, though, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it's not a particularly good song. I always thought it was an odd choice that they went for that, because it's not Lennon's, it's not a lost Lennon masterpiece. And I've got a soft spot for Free as a Bird, that and Real Love. I kind of like them. I shouldn't, but I kind of like them. But Jeff Lynne did everything he could to make it sound like a Jeff Lynne record instead of a Beatles record.
Well, this is the thing. I like his production. I didn't like the rest of his album, but I liked When I Was a Boy, because it sounds a bit old school, which brings me back to the point.
Yes.
I've realised that, I don't have enough endorphins to like Rita Ora anymore. I just don't feel like, it's weird, I used to be a musician, but I don't feel like I fit. Is that a normal random thing? Or is that
hang on a minute, you've confused me, because I've got a mad crush on Rita Ora. And I know that as a 44-year-old man, what is she? She's 25. I'm literally old enough to be her dad, but flipping heck, Rita Ora. Call blimey!
There's a reason I don't fancy Rita Ora, but I can't say on the radio.
Whoa, well, now we're intrigued. Did she...
Man of a certain taste.
Okay. What?
It's not that I like not very good-looking women.
You only like black
proportions. No. I'm a proportions person. Her proportions are larger than I would prefer.
What, her boobs or her bums?
Well, I can't say boobs on the radio, can I?
You can say boobs. Her boobs are too big.
Yeah, I'm not a big boob man.
There's something you don't hear too often these days. And respect to you, Gareth, for coming out and admitting that. I am not. I'm not a boob man. And, if in my youth, when I was presented with such things, I didn't really know what to do with them, because I wasn't particularly interested in them.
The one thing I will say,
yep.
I used to work at a company called Cellcast. Yeah. So I had to produce the now infamous Babe Station.
Oh, yeah, oh boy, those girls, those naughty ladies.
Yeah, when you see enough of it, you either get sick of it or you go, no, I've got a certain taste.
Yeah.
So I become the unpleasable gentleman.
Okay. Well, there is a phenomenon. Being serious for a second, have you had John Ronson's excellent The Butterfly Effect podcast?
I have not. But I'm going to write that down.
It's brilliant, right? He basically looks at what he meets the guy that invented Pornhub, and he kind of follows the ripples out in the world, the butterfly effect of that, and he goes to various places. And one of the places he goes to is he goes onto the set of a porno being made, Stepdaughter Cheerleader Orgy 2, right?
It's a great title by the sounds of it.
Well, it's messed up, I think. The whole stepdaughter thing I don't get. But, and he picks up on something, right? And this is a phenomenon that is sweeping on. It's already big in Japan, right? Some of the male actors on the set of making this porno movie are unable to achieve an erection. So they don't have fluffers anymore. Do you know what they were doing?
Go on.
They were going onto Pornhub to look at porn so they could become aroused to have sex with a porn star in a porno. And it's it's kind of funny, but also it's not kind of funny, because there's a phenomenon in Japan where the birth rate has dropped off massively, because a lot of young men are not leaving their bedrooms. They're just getting satisfied by watching pornography because there's so much porn out there now that they can just watch the porn in their bedroom. They don't even go out and have.
Well, it's the choice as well.
Yeah.
There's so many different categories. Not that I would be aware of that.
No, but listen, we all know there is. There's everything, right? So they don't even leave their rooms to go out and have relationships. And the ones that do go out and have relationships are unable. A lot of them are unable to achieve an erection because they have spent years in their bedroom looking at, some really extreme pornos, so then to the vanilla, so to speak, of being in an intimate one-on-one situation with a girl doesn't turn them on. And, as a dad of two young boys, I'm genuinely worried that the proliferation of hardcore pornography everywhere, the fact that in my phone I can see stuff that as a 14, 15, 16-year-old I couldn't even imagine, you couldn't even have imagined. The fact that this stuff is available is meaning that actual intimate, emotional and physical one-on-one relationships between men and women, they're kind of dropping. Because people don't know how to interact with the opposite sex, and also when presented with, an attractive young naked woman, they can't get aroused because they've been looking at hardcore porn for years.
Which is kind of what makes us different, because when I was at school, and I imagine you, because you're a couple of years older than me, not too much older though, obviously.
Yep, that's all right, I'm an old man.
I imagine that you were the same. The internet existed and we were aware of it, but it wasn't in schools when we were at school, right?
Yep.
The first time that I think I ever was presented with any porn, we're getting a bit deep, sorry about this.
That's all right, that's good, I'm enjoying this.
It was on an Amiga disc.
Oh, wow,
was it?
Like
it was like a 25-frame looped video. It was an AVI.
Yeah.
And I thought, God, this is the future.
Yeah.
And then CD-ROMs happened, and then AOL keywords, and then porn on the internet.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is that I myself am a father of 3. 2 is enough. 2 boys, 1 girl.
Yeah.
I worry about what they're going to see when they're older.
Yeah, yeah.
When do you get them a phone? Do you allow them internet access? It's a big deal.
And that's even irrelevant. Whether you get them a phone or not, Gareth, is irrelevant because their mates will have one. So
exactly.
you cannot stop someone in the playground going, here, have a look at this. And it genuinely terrifies me. Now, listen, I'm not for censorship. If I have watched pornography, I have read pornographic magazines. I'm not going to pretend I haven't. Of course, I have. And if it's consensual, and as long as there are no kids and no animals involved, then hey, it's kind of fine. I think, really.
Yeah.
But it does terrify me. It is just all out there, and my boys are going to see it. They're 7 and 5. Hopefully, they're not going to see it for a few years, but they're going to see it.
Till they're 18, right?
Well, yeah, well, we'd like to think so, but I think I saw my first porn mag. I found one when I was about 8, and then so. They're going to see it, and it terrifies me, the effect it's going to have on them physically and mentally, and in terms of the intimacy that they might struggle to have when they meet a partner.
Sorry, this is like me counselling you. Sorry, have you thought about how you're going to deal with it with them? Do you introduce them to it, and do you talk to them about what the feelings they're going to have? How do you do it?
I don't know, and I've not thought about it yet. At 7 and 5, I'm banking I'm a few years off it, so I'm not gonna. No, I'm not going to talk about it for a while. But I don't know, and I'm dreading it. I'm absolutely dreading it. How old are your kids?
I've got a 2-year-old girl. I've got a 3 and a 6-year-old boy.
Okay, so we're a few years off it, but
we're okay.
I'm dreading it, man. I'm dreading it.
It's going to be one of those. There are loads. This is good music chat. Sorry, it's one of those things where we're going to have phones to discuss the internet usage that they're allowed. Their interaction with girls and boys, their interaction with the internet.
Yeah.
We have. I personally believe we've got a much harder job.
Yeah.
Perhaps a different job than our parents had.
Yeah. Gareth, thank you for that, mate. That went off on a tangent, didn't it? I enjoyed that.
Sorry.
No, I don't.
I love music.
Please don't apologise. I enjoyed it. It was good.
Good stuff. Thank you for
Thanks,
your time, Ian.
Take care. Bye-bye. 0344 499 1000. This is the Late Night Alternative. My name is Ian Lee. You're listening to Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Ian Lee.
Unfiltered Night Talk with the original king of unconventional conversation on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
So, for example, we won't do it tonight, we won't do it next week, we'll wait till Kath gets back. John, I'll come to you in a second. 0344 499 1000. With this new thing, the late night lock-in, radio lock-in, we'll come up with a name. I'm enjoying the show tonight, and I think it's got legs. So what we could do is the show would get up to 1 o'clock, and we go, do you know what? We're having so much fun. We're going to stay on for another hour, and let's see how we go. And that's kind of the plan. Just having a show that's the ending is a bit looser, and then when we run out of steam, we'll probably be a bit traditional. We'll take it to a half an hour or an hour. When it runs out of steam, we'll go, all right, we've had enough, and then we'll flick over and simulcast Talk Sport, which is what happens now. Because I do love this job. I know I whinge a lot, but I love this job, okay? And late night radio for me is just where it's at, man. It's the best place to be. So the thought of maybe taking it on for another hour, another 2 hours if it's going well, it appeals to me. We'll see. The boss has given it the thumbs up though, so that's good. John's on the line. Good evening, John.
How you doing, Ian? You all right?
I'm all right, John. What have you got for us tonight, mate?
Good. Book a slot Friday.
Oh, yes, sir. What? It's getting quite busy. What would you like?
Give us a late one.
You want a late one?
Yeah.
12:40?
That's perfect.
12:40. Oh, it's nearly where we are now, John. And what would you like to talk about?
A couple of things, really.
Yeah.
I should just jot a couple of things down. One of them being, my missus has always wanted to phone you, but she's never around the bottle. Someone's asked me to ring in. So I was thinking, I'll get a couple of subjects, and then I'm just going to get her on the phone.
Yeah. Oh, good. Why is she, well, it's a weird... I was about to say, why does she not want to phone? But it's a weird thing to phone. It's a terrifying thing to do for a lot of people.
Yeah. She can talk hind legs of a donkey, but she'll get very, very nervous.
Oh, well, I'm
she's going to kill me. I think she's upstairs listening now.
Hello, Mrs. John. Are you one of those... Because quite often I find... Me and Kath have been doing some live shows, and quite often... Well, about a year ago, it was... blokes coming to the shows, dragging their wives and their girlfriends along. But I've got to say, over the last 6 months or so, it's kind of evened out. But it's generally one person in the relationship listens, and the other one comes along to the show, just to keep them company, but they don't really want to be there. So is your wife the listener, and you're kind of forced to listen to this?
She dragged me along. She was listening to you years ago when, our little one, our first daughter, was born. So she's 12 now.
Wow.
And she listened to her whole pregnancy. She used to listen to you.
Wow.
And she used to think you were the funniest bloke in the world. I used to just hear her laughing in the bedroom.
So that would have been at LBC, would it?
It was LBC, yeah. So then she sort of found you on it. So you got to listen to this stuff. Oh, yeah, why not? It's pretty good. And so that was it. Yeah, just listen whenever I can.
Well, that's good. Well, in that case, then, John, let's keep this between ourselves. But yes,
she could probably hear. But yeah.
Now, I've just got to remind you, you've got to phone in before 12:40, and we'll call you back. But that slot is yours. But then let's just take the phone upstairs on Friday and let's get her talking.
That's what I'm going to do. 12:40. She's probably had a couple of glasses of wine by then.
Oh, beautiful.
Be a bit relaxed.
Will she be in bed?
No, probably not.
Oh, okay.
So there's a couple of subjects.
Yes.
That I was thinking. Embarrassing moments, most embarrassing moments that have ever happened to you.
Always good.
Think about now and cringe, always good. Kids' sayings, things you couldn't write. Our kids have said loads.
Oh, this is the thing, right? You don't, until you get your own kids and they're around you, you don't realise how funny they are. I mean, just absolute nonsense that comes out of their mouths. It's wonderful.
Oh, it's great. I should start writing it all down. I'm sure I'll forget it one day.
Well, she'll be off, and you're saying your little girl. It's a girl, isn't it? You got
2 girls, yeah, 2 little girls.
How old are they? 12 and what?
12 and 7.
Yeah,
7.
Listen, man, this is the thing, right? Because they were babies 20 minutes ago. They'll be married. Yeah. They'll be married in the blink of an eye.
Don't know.
No, I know. And my boys are 7 and 5. They were babies yesterday, and they'll be going off to college. Before I even know what's happened. It's terrifying the speed that they grow up.
It is terrifying. That's why I try and slow everything down.
Yep.
Well, that's my idea anyway. Couple of other things.
Yes.
Couple of random ones. Best use of a whistle in a song.
Oh, John, you speak my language. Whistles in songs, yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
This is one my missus will sort of hopefully get talking on, and we've had this conversation for years, to the point we've written it down. The ultimate band.
Do you mean like making up of different members?
Making up, all different members.
All right.
Whether it works or not together, but your favourite singer, basically, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And then my last one, pampas grass in your front garden.
Now, is that really... Because I don't even know what pampas grass looks like, right? But the thing is, it's supposed to be a sign that swingers live there.
Yeah, so I wanted to know, is it a myth? Is it an urban myth? Is it real?
I think it's got to be an urban myth, and we'll talk about it on Friday. But has anyone ever knocked on the door because they've seen some pampas grass and gone, I couldn't help but notice you're a horny young couple. Can we come in? I can't believe that's ever happened.
Not yet.
Well, maybe Friday. All right, it's all down there, John. Lovely.
Nice one.
Speak to you then, mate. Cheers.
Take care, mate. Bye-bye.
Ta-ta. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Friday night is... Look, I tell you what, we'll have a break. When we come back, I shall read through the schedule that we have for Friday night. It's looking busy. It's looking busy. If you're not on this list and you phone up on Friday night, you will be met with short shrift. Right? You will not be allowed on. Simple as. We could do with a couple of subs, though. It has to be said. If you want to nominate yourself as a sub, for that you'll need to be listening for the whole show. And if one of these callers doesn't rock up, your name will get called and you'll have to phone in immediately and dive in. So we need a couple of subs. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. This is the Late Night Alternative on Talk Radio.
Uncut, after-hours conversation for the up-all-night generation.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee
on Talk Radio. We'll get you talking.
So, Friday's show so far looks like this. And fair play to you. No one's... Because you could phone in and do a sneaky. If someone's booked for, say, 10:46, you could say, oh, yeah, I want 10:47, please. No one's done that. You've all played very, very well so far. There's half an hour of the show left. 0344 499 1000. So this is what Friday's show is looking like. 10:05, it's Alan Caddick talking about prison food. At 10:06, it's Lee talking about the Havering Gazette. Then we've got a big gap until 10:30 when it's Dave talking about do people still soak their feet, singers changing accent mid-songs, big intakes of breath, having a crush on a famous person, and Pornhub Stump 3 weather. 10:46, Dom is talking about shoe sizes. A little bit contentious there. Could get a bit feisty. Then there's a gap that we go. That takes us up to the top of the hour. The top of the hour. I've got to stop saying that because only people in radio say the top of the hour. I said this the other day when I was on Virgin. Well, that's at the top of the hour. I thought, what a stupid thing to say. It says top of the hour. Cleo's talking about birds at 11:04. 11:15. Stephen is talking about kill it, feed it, or ignore it. 11:20. It's Katia. What do you do when you come to a new neighbourhood? At 11:30 and 30 seconds, it's Mike with his movie script. At 11:30, it's Kyle with the DWP. That takes us up to the top of the hour. The last hour is a little bit free. There's room for manoeuvre. So far, at 5 minutes past 12, we've got 25 minutes of David Babcock. That could be more than anyone needs. 12:30, it's Bill. Just catch him wherever. And at 12:40, it's John with his missus. So that is Friday's show. There's still room. There's still slots if you want to call in. I tell you what we'll do. We'll carry on booking the slots tomorrow's show. Maybe for the first hour of Thursday's show. We'll carry it over a little bit. But then we'll close the door at 11 o'clock on Thursday night. So if your name is not on the list, then you will not be coming in. Do you understand? Do you agree? Thank you. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. I meant to talk about this. Anne Robinson's on Tinder. Weakest Link host, Anne Robinson. I like Anne Robinson a lot. We tried to get her on the show. I don't think it's happening, which is a shame because I think she's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Weakest Link host, Anne Robinson has joined dating app Tinder at the age of 72. Remember when 72 was like ancient? The twice-married BBC star has revealed she's looking for a high-flying businessman on the matchmaking service. She told The Sun, "I hope all women my age are having sex. Why wouldn't they be? That's what keeps me young. I don't have a partner at the moment. I've had 2 husbands and they're lovely. I'm a committee of 1. Evening, Lester.
Ian.
Yeah? What you got for us, Les?
Well, 2 things. One to book for Friday.
Yeah, what time would you like, sir?
I'm tempted to go for 12:06 just to annoy the Babcock, but
you're welcome to if you want, mate. It's if you want to play that game.
No. We'll go for 15:15.
12:15, Leicester. And what do you want to talk about?
Revenge at a party.
Oh, I like that one. Revenge at a party. Yep, groovy. Yep.
And going back to the question from right early doors tonight, the getting in a wrong car.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that was good. I was talking to someone. Was it Lee? I think, wasn't it? Oh no, Dave. About a couple of times I've got in the wrong car, and on at least one occasion there was a woman in the passenger seat, and we both got the fright of our lives.
Well, I did exactly the same twice in a month.
Oh, mate, go on.
First one was just dead easy. My sister was picking me up from outside train station.
Yeah.
A car pulled up. I thought it was her. I jumped in, just looked at her. Bugger. You know, my sister, are you? And then jumped straight back out again. She didn't say no. But then a couple of weeks after, my mate was picking me up from outside my house. It was dark.
Yeah.
He drives a black BMW.
Yeah.
At the time I was expecting him, a black BMW pulls up.
Ay. What are the chances?
So I jumps out.
Yep.
Sees he's got passengers in front and back.
Yeah.
I weren't expecting any passengers, so I just jumped in back seat behind driver and went to introduce myself to the 2 new people.
You introduced yourself.
I said, all right, folks, I didn't know you've got anyone else who come in. I'm Lester. Looks round, and then these guys sort of sat in front of her, just looks round, like, you're not Des, are you? Whoops. they didn't say what the look they gave me were filthy.
Did they not say anything?
None of them said a single word.
Isn't that weird? Because I'd say, all right, it's nice to meet you, mate. I've got a feeling you might be in the wrong car, but you're welcome to come and join us.
You just thought they'd have said something, just laugh at, but I mean, the looks you get, all 3 of them they were filthy looks.
Maybe they were either undercover cops or on the other side of the spectrum, they were drug dealers. Maybe they were ISIS. Maybe you stopped an ISIS plot.
Well, to be fair, to look at them, they looked like they were the 2 passengers were, I'd say about 50.
Yeah.
Dolled up to 9s.
Oh.
I'm guessing they looked like they were going to church. That's where that was the impression I got to where they were dolled up.
Well, that'll do it, Lester. Well done for that. Listen, I look forward to speaking to you on Friday. Yeah. I am reminded of one of my most embarrassing moments was on the Greek island of Skiathos, and we were there for a friend's wedding, and we were sort of staying in this complex with all these chalets. It was really nice, but there was this sort of chalets, but they were sort of on different levels. It was weird. And I went out to do, I don't know what I went out for, and I came back in and I burst through the door open. I went, okay, this is the FBI. You're all under arrest. I'm gonna get my gun. I'm gonna kick your ass, right? Because my wife was there, right? I'm gonna kick your ass. And I'm doing all this, and I'm doing it quite loudly in this stupid American accent. And I'm thinking, well, that TV, why don't she move the TV? I was thinking, well, hang on a minute, that bed was made, and now there's somebody. Oh my God, I'm in the wrong chalet. I was in the wrong chalet, and there were people in there. There was a bloke in the bed. And I just went, I'm so terribly sorry, I'm in the wrong room. And I ran out. It was awful. Viewers saw Anne getting to grips with the app on Monday night during BBC One documentary Britain's Relationship Secrets. Oh, hang on a minute. So is she actually on Tinder? Or is it just for a TV programme? Guys! Come on, Benji Potter! When faced with a photo of a man holding a beer, teetotaler Anne said, I don't drink, so no to him. And she would not budge on salary expectations either. She added, this is Gary, who's a freelance actor. I don't think that would bring in a big income. But a banker, I said banker, caught the eye of hard-to-please Anne. She said, "Quick, I want to go back to the 60-year-old who's got a job in banking." By the end of the clip, the star admitted, "I just want a Tinder that's CEO." So she's not on Tinder. So this is a made-up story. So you've wasted my time, son. Anthea Turner's ex, Grant Bovey, 56, was last week dumped by his 29-year-old girlfriend after she found out he was on dating app Bumble behind her back. The Sun had revealed Bovey knocked 10 years off his age on his profile. Oh, dearie me. Rocky, stay there. I'll come to you in a minute. 0344 499 1000. You're listening to Talk Radio.
The Late Night Alternative with Iain Lee.
On air and off the leash. On Talk Radio.
0344 499 1000 is the telephone number. Good evening, Rocky.
Good evening, Good morning, Mr. Lee. How are you?
I'm fine. Are you on speakerphone, Rocky?
No, I'm not. The young lady asked me that. No, I've got the phone next to my ear.
Well, is the mouthpiece next to your mouth?
Well, my mouth's big enough, so it should be.
It sounds... Oh, is your phone one of those cardboard ones?
No, it's an Android. But it started raining, so the signal could be pretty lousy.
But the signal... But you're not breaking up or anything. You just sound like... You sound a bit like this.
Oh, well, I do apologise.
OK, apology accepted.
Right, I'd like to book a slot for Friday.
Yes, sir. What time would you like, Rocky?
As late as you possibly can.
We can go 12:50.
That's fine.
12:50. And what would you like to talk about?
Right, this is something that you might have an interest in.
Yes.
It's a paradox.
Oh.
And the paradox is,
yes,
what if Joe Meek had actually brought the Beatles down instead of throwing their audition tape into the bin?
That gives me... I'm going to have to do some research on that, Rocky.
It happened in mid-1962.
Yes.
Brian Epstein was sending audition tapes all over the place.
Yes.
He sent one to Joe Meek.
Hang on a minute. It sounds like we're not doing the topic now, Rocky.
No, just going to be a little bit of interest. Just a little bit of background.
Okay. But we can do that on Friday. It will be an interest. I like these. I go on some quite geeky music forums, like the Steve Hoffman forum and stuff like that, and quite often people will do alternate realities. What if the Beatles had stayed together instead of splitting up? What if John Lennon hadn't been shot? What if, the Monkees hadn't... What if Brian Wilson had released Smile? And then they do these kind of fake albums and stuff, and I love all that stuff. So we will devour that on Friday, Rocky. We will devour it.
Well, I hope so, because my paradox completely destroys your social life.
Oh, God.
Because, for example, that T-shirt you had on yesterday with the Monkees,
yes,
that wouldn't have existed.
Oh, God. Wowzers. OK, this is going to be a big one. I look forward to discussing this on Friday night, Rocky.
Oh, and look out for a package in the mail.
What have you sent now?
Look out for a package in the mail.
OK. Don't stop sending me stuff.
Oh, I can't help it.
No, dude. Listen, you're very, very kind. Stop sending. I've got so much stuff, and I'm trying not to gather any more stuff. But I appreciate it. I will look out for that. But then make that the last one, Rocky.
All right, my man.
Thank you, mate. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. 0344 499 1000. I get sent stuff, and it's very kind. I'm really trying to have less stuff. This is my thing. I'm trying to have less stuff because I've got so much stuff, and I've got sent some lovely books today, big thick books about the Byrds, the rock group, 2 of them, because I'm trying to get the author on, Johnny Rogan, who's also written about the Kinks and stuff. By the way, guests coming up, guys. David Hamilton I'm meeting on Friday, probably won't play it out Friday, but I'm meeting him on Friday. Next Monday I'm meeting Tim Heidecker from Tim and Eric. If you want to... Tim and Eric is an hilariously delicious, surreal, offensive mess of a sketch show, right? It's brilliant. But also, my favourite thing at the moment is Decker, which is this stupid 11-minute programme that Tim Heidecker makes, where he's just an oafish CIA agent. Oh, it's so funny, man. Frankie Valli's brother was in it the other day. And he the Beach Boys keep popping up in it. It's so funny. I love it. It's on Fox Network. I don't know what that is over here. But you can find it in hooky places as well. But Tim Heidecker is doing some shows over here in London, which I'm going to go and see. But on Monday I'm going to go and meet him. And Decker is just the funniest thing at the moment. I can't stop watching it. There aren't that many episodes, so I'm trying to ration it. But it's very good. Very good. So he's coming on. And then next week we have also got the gentleman that's made this On the Sly, a film where he goes on the hunt for Sly Stone from Sly and the Family Stone. I'm halfway through it. It is such a good film. I love these these films where people are on a mission to try and find someone. Such a good film, and he's a really funny bloke in the film. So I'm looking forward to that. And also, Anne Moses is coming on again. Who do you remember? She came on and she used to be the editor of is it Tiger Beat or Teen Beat? I can't remember. But she met up with Elvis and she knew the Monkees and she went out with one of the Gibbs. She's good. So she's coming on next week as well. Tim Brooke-Taylor coming on at some point. I need to do a little cheeky email and sort that out, but that is happening. Oh, good, nearly the end of the show. 0344 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Oh, this is what I was going to do the whole show about. Balls, I forgot to do this. Chivalry is not dead. Proof today's guys can be perfect gents. A modern gentleman. I'm getting bunged up. I haven't got a cold, but the last week or so, I find myself waking up at about 5 o'clock in the morning, really bunged up, and I'm having to have a little bit of Vicks. It's not hay fever. Hay fever in the middle of the night? No. I've never had hay fever. Can you get hay fever in the middle of the night? Is that what it is? A modern gentleman still displays the good manners of his forebears. Forebears. Forebearers. Forebears. Forebearers. Forebears. Says forebears. According to a study. He is as respectful, polite and kind as any chivalrous knight of old. As he holds the door open for others, pays attention when people speak, and always keeps his shoes nice and shiny. When was the last time you polished your shoes? I don't even wear shoes anymore that require polishing. I don't do that. The 21st century code of etiquette also includes putting his mobile phone away at the dinner table, keeping fit and wearing a good suit. I need to get some new suits. My suits don't fit me. Talking about metazapine. One of the side effects of that, you put on the weight. Boy, oh boy. I mean, I was about 14 stone, and then I went up to 16. I'm hovering around 15.3 at the moment, but I can't get it below 15. And I just can't fit any of my suits. Any of my suits at all. So that's bad. A quarter of Britons also think any well-mannered chap will be able to cook a decent meal and keep their house tidy. In a rejection of House of Commons Speaker John Bercow, who's decreed men no longer need to wear a tie in Parliament, modern gentlemen sport a well-tailored suit and tie and smart short haircut. Long hair, a top knot. Oh my God, have you seen those top knots? That is just... We've lived through some pretty hairy, bad haircuts. But the top knot, Jesus. Long hair, a top knot or a quiff are considered ungentlemanly. So here are the top 10 signs of a charmer. Number 10, keeps fit. Well, I am out of that race. Number 9, polishes his shoes. Number 8, can admit he's wrong. I do that far too often, I find. Number 7, lends his jacket on a cold night. Yeah, I do that. 6, keeps a tidy home. Well... 5, arrives punctually. Yeah, I'm good at arriving early for things these days. I used to be awful, but now I arrive early all the time. 4, keeps good hygiene. Well, 3 puts his phone away at dinner. I don't even... If I'm going out for a meal, I don't even take my phone with me. Why would I want to take my phone with me? I'm getting good at this. If I go out for dinner, the phone stays at home. Number 2 listens to others. And number 1 holds the door open. I mean, geez. Goodness sakes. Oh, look, and then the next page, there's an advert for a barrel water feature and planter. That is quite possibly the most hideous thing I have ever seen in my life. 0344 499 1000. We've got 3 minutes left of the show. Oh, dear. Here's something. Rolf Harris. Rolf vows to be the next J.K. Rowling. Teen Books Trilogy. Here's something, and I ask a question, not because I've investigated it. I don't even know if my bosses would allow it. I don't even know if I'd want to do it. Would you, Rolf Harris as a guest? Imagine it. Would you? Would you want that? Someone will. I'm surprised. He's out now, isn't he, Rolf? I'm surprised someone hasn't had him on something. I always wanted to interview Gary Glitter, just so I could go, Gary, what the hell were you doing, man? What the hell were you doing? And I got really close to interviewing Gary Glitter, but the person who was arranging it was very mysterious and said I couldn't record it, because I wanted to record it for a show. They said, you can't record it. I said, okay, well, I want to record it. But I won't broadcast the recording. I just want to, make sure that all the quotes I make are real quotes. Because I don't want you then at a later date go, oh, no, I didn't say that. And he said no. And loads of people said, oh, don't do that, Ian. Don't interview him because it will look bad on you. And so it didn't happen. And I wish I had done it, actually. Rolf Harris is secretly trying to reinvent himself as the next J.K. Rowling by writing a series of novels for young adults. I'm never sure how many of these Rolf Harris stories I actually believe. I do think most of them are made up. The Disgraced Star, 87, has 3 books planned with more in the pipeline, a source close to the family has revealed. His daughter Bindi, 53, is said to be writing them based on his ideas, and they will be released under a pen name. The source said the current plan is for Rolf to write a trilogy of novels which could turn out to be more if they're well received. He's 87. You've got to start writing them quick, buddy, because you're going to be dead soon. That's not a threat, but he will be. Rolf doesn't want to have anything to do with the outside world anymore. He said that he's sick of the lot of them and just wants to be left in peace. Harris was convicted of 12 indecent assaults against 4 girls. The current working titles for Rolf's first novel are said to be A Scandal in Sepia. Well then, and here's the thing, here's the last line of the story. A spokesman for Harris said, our client is not writing young adult fiction books, and no such books are being ghostwritten for him. The comments you have referred to us in this regard are untrue. So I kind of think most of these stories are made up. Anyway, we've come to the end of the show. Now imagine in 2 weeks' time we could say, well, we've come to the end of the scheduled show, but who wants to stick around for another hour? Not tonight, but 2 weeks' time we might just give that a go and see how it goes. Thank you to Sam, thank you to Emma. I shall be back tonight at 10 o'clock. Until then, from me, thank you very much for listening. I've been Ian Lee. This is Talk Radio.